All right. We are drinking with Drew. So, welcome to the show, everybody. We've got a full house tonight. We've got Lusty Laura in the hizzle.
What's up?
Where are you at?
I'm
You're
right
not there?
here. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm right here.
Okay,
I'm
there
right
you
here.
are.
Can
Okay.
you can't hear me or you can't see me?
I can't hear you very well.
I can see me.
We were
Perfect.
just hearing you.
Okay.
Don't throw your microphone at somebody now.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later, Joe.
Yes. Don't
All right.
start on the pamphlet yet.
Speaking of which, we have Joe in the house.
Joe.
How Joe drinking the peach bush light?
I like my peach.
We have
You like your peach and your bush.
Ain't that a peach?
Fantasy League entrepreneur Garby. Hello, Garby.
Hello.
We'll talk about Garby's Fantasy League fiasco that happened over the weekend.
We just talk about his fantasies.
No, maybe. And we have a special guest in the hizzle. We have Jason Stallworth.
What's up?
What's up, guys?
What's up, Jason? Don't raise that too high. You're getting a shadow for some reason.
Oh.
Now we have to
Who's,
adjust the light again.
Who's on your shirt you got there?
This is the one and only
Chuck.
Chucky.
Chucky.
Chuck
Straighten
Norris.
it so we can
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, it looks like a Mexican dude with a mustache.
Oh.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
I heard he had a staring contest with the sun and he won.
My favorite
Indeed.
is when Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone, he had 3 missed calls from Chuck Norris.
That works.
Yeah.
So we might do a little sneak peek of some music later from Jason's upcoming release. And then not too much, just enough to nibble on.
That's what she said.
And then Garby,
Yeah.
we had,
We're going
Quite-
to talk about my upcoming release as
yes, your upcoming release after 5 seconds of twerking. Yeah, so good times. Let me set my my chat box so I can get chatty with people if they decide to chat. Okay, anybody that wants to chat with us can chat with us. And let me see if I can get the phone number up in case somebody actually wants to call us. There you go. Oh, there we go. Greg and Laura. Perfect.
Let's try to change that. I'm going to share this real quick.
Share it. Yeah. So Garby had his fantasy league, which I am now a proud member of the fantasy league, the Bubs team.
well. Yep.
And
Bub's League.
Bubs League.
oh, sorry, Bubs League
Wow.
In honor of Bubs.
in honor of Bubs. Oh, wait, we didn't do boob cam. Hold on.
There's no boobs tonight. We don't need boob cam.
Come on, the cat. You got to show your cat scratch fevers.
No.
She got attacked by the cat and scratched her boobs all up. So, yeah, we had the fantasy pick, which it's my first official pick. I did a practice pick 2 weeks ago, which I like that Garby felt that it was definitely a need for me to go to a practice pick.
Right. Well, it was kind of obvious that you needed a practice pick because your first pick was a Bucks player.
I think what's obvious is that you keep calling it practice pick.
Well, you know,
Going forward, you might call it a mock draft.
a mock draft.
A mock
Okay.
draft.
Or a draft.
I kind of like practice,
Practice
pick, but
pick.
whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, we did a mock draft.
Yeah.
But you guys were actually drafting real time because y'all have
Another
a
league.
second league that you're doing, right?
No, so you were that was
No, I'm talking about at Miller's Ale House.
oh yeah.
So
yes,
y'all
that
were-
was real.
You're
That
on
was
a real one.
draft.
And
yeah.
then, but I was doing a
you
mock
were just
draft.
mock draft.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I don't even. I was just
You
getting
were just
drunk and watching.
Yeah.
But then we went to your house last weekend,
Yep.
and good barbecue.
Thank you.
Good barbecue. It was actually my second day of barbecue in a row because we
that's
were
right,
at the Hard Rock Cafe the night before, and I had barbecue. And we ran into Ben Myers at the Hard Rock, and I had talked to Ben a while ago about coming on the show. And then I saw him at the Misfits concert. Or, I keep saying Misfits. God damn it.
Ministry.
The Ministry concert, and reminded him, and we talked about it. And then he called me. We confirmed. I ran into him at the Hard Rock, so he is coming on the show tomorrow. So he'll be
Special
on
episode.
He'll be on tomorrow.
Wow.
I don't know if we're going to go live. I'm going to leave that up to him. Either way, we're going to record an episode. I'll break it down, edit it, and put it out there.
Sounds
So-
good.
And his wife Kathy will be here as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you and her can get drunk or something.
I'll need to be able to switch cameras around. No drunk for me.
Yeah, you're always doing that. You're two fisting right now. Look,
It's on two fist.
boob cam it.
Wait, what camera is boob there? It's on two fisted. This one isn't open.
That's the point.
That's just
it's almost
waiting.
there though. It's almost there.
It's waiting.
Look, we got the whole crowd up here. Look. This
Wait.
is-
Yep. She doesn't want to be on camera.
Well, I'm not officially putting her on camera. We're just we're just around the town.
There's no boobs tonight. There's literally no boobs.
Okay, whatever. I took over Joe Cam actually, so
Yeah, you did.
okay.
It's an upgrade.
Yep. Look, it's gonna sneak right in between you.
There you go.
So, Garby, I have my league is rated a C,
That's about right.
which isn't bad for.
No, for first time, no,
time.
yeah.
So, are we allowed to at least say somebody else is in the room, or is it that much of a secret that we're not even allowed to say somebody else is in the room? Oh boy, Jesus.
Is it a secret?
She's
bit?
a phantom.
Okay. Secrets.
Phantom.
There's a,
That's-
FBI will be looking for them.
She's the
there's a secret Asian
Well, that's
girl
it.
in the house.
She wanted to be a fly on the wall, but we'll say a tie on the wall.
It's a tie on the doorknob.
Yeah.
Don't come in,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So okay, we have a special secret tied guest in the house.
It's really secret.
It's really secret.
Somebody cop.
everyone
Yeah.
probably thinks it's a Rasa, but it's not.
It's not a Rasa. She's not fully tied, right?
She's only half.
Laotian or something. Did we get that right?
She's half Thai and half Laos.
There you go. You tell her,
Laos.
Joe.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Joe's got her memorized. So, Jason,
That guy over there.
you posted to your page?
I did. I hope
Cool.
we get some more
Cool, man.
more watchers, man.
Sweet. Yeah, we'll probably get a few more watchers. I think Brian might
Up
jump
to
in.
6. Yes.
I might get.
Oh, awesome.
Chat with us, people.
Yeah, tell us where you're. At least
Call
post
in.
up and tell us where you're from,
Call
Yeah.
in.
where you're watching from, and all that good stuff. We won't bite. I promise. Laura might flash you, but
No.
only a couple people in life have complained about that.
I might.
What?
What?
Nobody's complained.
Oh.
I did tell my followers this is a very unfiltered show.
Oh,
Warning.
good.
So that's
It
good
is.
though.
It is.
That's attractive, you know.
Yeah, Brian is in the hizzle. I told you.
Unfiltered. Does that mean you're gonna bring out some George Carlin 7 words you can't say on TV?
Yeah,
7 dirty words?
May just do that.
I'm gonna give Brian a good shout out. If anybody has creditors calling them or wants to get rid of those annoying debt collectors,
The calls.
give Brian Lavasi a call from WeProtectConsumers.com. He's an awesome attorney at that, and he will definitely help you out.
And check out the episode where he was on.
He was
and
on an
talking
episode.
about everything.
Yes, he was. We have to have him back because we didn't get some of his Ebor stories and some of his pirate stories.
Right.
Pirate.
So yeah, he's a
Rough Rider.
Rough Rider.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he's not a pirate.
He's not a
but
pirate,
he's
no.
in the parade.
He does. He's in
He's
a
not
crew.
like
He's a
Joe.
crew.
He's not
Yeah.
like Joe. He's not a butt pirate. He's an actual pirate that goes on the ships, in Ybor City and does that.
The only thing about pirates, all the movies about pirates are rated R.
What was
Guess who should? That was
Yeah.
the same joke that Tom had. No, he
What?
said, "What's the pirate's favorite letter?"
Yeah.
R.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Close.
And he said
That's
something.
the picture in your
No, but
little.
what
in
did
your
Tom
little
also?
tape,
He
too.
had another joke as well about it being the hook. What's the best part of a pirate's metal song or something? He goes the hook,
The
No,
hook.
it's-
Yeah.
something like that. I probably butchered his joke. I don't even think it was correct.
Let's just spend the whole show doing pirate puns.
Joe or Garby, we have way too much on the pamphlet.
Who's Keith?
The pirate
Yo,
pamphlet.
Lil Ripper. I'm also
Oh,
here.
see.
The greaser.
Keith. So long. So Keller is old school. Like I'm talking Dirt Boyer old school, Cass Cream old school, metal band back when I was probably 14, 15 years old. I don't know honestly how me and Keller did not end up dead somewhere because man, we did some stupid shit.
Well, he needs to listen in tomorrow. Well, if it's live tomorrow,
Well, but yeah,
because
so
if you guys were in metal bands together.
yeah, I mean, he remembers old school Nasty Savage, and not that we're going to harp on a lot of Nasty Savage tomorrow, but we're going to talk a little bit about it. But yeah, so Keller's name was Grease, mine was Little Ripper, and Keith remembers when I was actually good at playing guitar.
Can I ask a question? I'm going to cut you off.
Mhm.
Did you start the Lil trend before it was
No,
even
they
cool
did.
in the rap
No,
world?
they did. They- I
no,
swear
because
to
you
God,
have
they did.
Lil Ripper and then you have Lil Spinner.
Oh yeah,
and
way
now
before
all the
rappers
are
Yeah,
Lil
way,
Wayne and
way
Lil
before that.
something else.
I started
don't know.
it.
You
Actually,
had
You
a
started it.
you had the nickname Little Spinner.
Yes,
And
Little
have
Spinner.
you not
That
heard
is
the
a-
story
that
of
is
him
adorable.
in the breakdancing crew? He was Lil Spinner,
Yeah, from here on out, that is all I'm gonna call you.
Yeah.
drinking with Lil Spinner.
not
It was
Spinner.
it was Little Ripper, Little Spinner. Little Spinner was before Little Ripper, so But I don't know. I think it transformed to Lil. I think it was actually back in the day Little I don't think they actually confirmed it as LIL. So
It's glorious no matter
Yeah,
how you
you
spell
know,
it.
It is.
sure.
It is.
Little spinner.
you missed it when I was actually spinning in the garage one night. It's on.
Yeah.
I
video,
did. No,
so
I did see
You
the
did
video.
see it.
Yeah, I
Okay,
saw
so
the
I
video.
mean, it's not just a name. I can perform.
You didn't really miss very much.
The little spinner can perform.
The lil
I mean,
perform.
Just
I'm,
a, li-
I'm
just a little
probably
bit.
Oh my God.
I'm probably a few
Just a little
seconds
bit.
slower than I was when I was 13. But yeah,
Oh my God.
but no, Grease goes way back. That was man, back in the day. If I write a book, he's going to be like a chapter or two.
And they're both going to be called Little Spinner.
That's where it came from.
Yeah,
Maybe
why
a
not?
little bit of Drew.
Yeah. So what'd you do today or this week, Joe?
I don't know.
You made a butt plug.
Oh yeah.
I was told you made a butt plug.
I'm sorry. What?
Not intentionally
You made
though.
a butt plug.
Not
Yeah.
intentionally.
That's like an advanced level butt plug.
It is.
Is that the Amber from the Jurassic Park movie?
Yes,
Right? There's a
actually, it is.
mosquito in there with
It
some
is.
DNA.
Yeah.
So this is epoxy resin, and you mix the epoxy and the hardener together. And I got this new toy that's supposed to suck the bubbles out of it.
We see you
It's
have a new toy.
Yeah, it's like a vacuum seal, and it sucks out all the bubbles. But I left
That's what
it.
Little Spinner does.
I
too.
left it in too long. I left it in too long, and it actually it activated basically, and it hardened right away.
what she
Instead of actually being able to like take it and pour it on my wood to do my projects.
This is too much. This is too
This
much.
is so much content. It's one
And
story.
it's exactly true though.
Oh my God.
So
Oh my
so
god.
the first batch I left it on too long, and the plastic cup just melted and shrunk, and there's no bubbles in here. It's nice and clear, but it just looked funny, and I was like, I cut the plastic cup off, and I was like, we could probably make a couple of jokes out of this.
Can you?
It does look like a butt plug. It does look like a glass dildo. It looks like.
Well, there's so many things that we could make with that, Joe.
It could
and-
be like a chess piece.
oh, that's
it
way
looks
too
like
clean.
I feel sorry for
Right.
whoever's butt that goes in.
Well, that's why I said it's advanced
That
level.
is-
It's not for
that is
beginners.
advanced.
Yeah.
One question though, is there any way to put a little camera in the butt plugs? I don't know
there
why
you
you'd want that,
Yeah,
but I'm just
you
saying.
know, Jason,
Like a little
there's seat-
periscope.
There's a seat for you in the garage. Like,
You can sell that to proctologists.
Right,
Yeah.
there you go.
I mean,
so
That's a good idea.
we know what guys that drink peach bush light do for hobbies.
yeah,
Yeah. So you're gonna make some more?
not of this, no. But I know now that when I made the second batch, I only left it in half as long, so I was still able to use the resin and do my projects with it.
All right, ladies. If you want a custom sized
Yes,
resin, what are we
With-
calling it?
with the Drinking with Drew logo on it.
I mean,
And,
that-
and Joe will tell you the story again, word for word.
Word for word. Brian says that if it gets stuck and we have to take Joe to the hospital, I have to record it.
Yeah, I don't know.
okay, I can read Joe's. I can read Brian's. That's right. Put these on.
Old man.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody's got to be responsible for reading this shit while we're live because
I'm trying.
all I see is scribble, 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 scribble.
You just see a blur. There's not even scribbles.
I can tell who's leaving the comment, but if like Keith came on, he was a new commenter. I was like, who was that? But yeah. So first time we actually ate pizza in the studio is tonight. I said, fuck it, it's too hot for the garage.
Which it's actually not as hot as it has been. We've
I know,
sitting there.
but I didn't. I've been swamped today. I didn't have time to bring the fan out there and do all that shit. I was just, let's just do it all in here. So
You were all over the place today.
maybe we'll just do the after party in here. I mean, we got Jason that's going to do a little quick fix, or what you're going to look at the amp. You're going
Yeah, I mean, we're going to butt plug it in. I'm sorry, we're going to plug it in first.
He was holding on to that one.
I was hoping I could say that.
to, yeah, anything goes on here. So,
That's what she said.
yeah, so,
You
and
should have said anything goes in here.
sure. So we're going to try to do that after the show. Maybe we'll do a little mini live streaming after we
Great idea, dude.
end this, you know. I don't want to badmouth the amp because we've said so much positive about it. It can't be the amp. It's got to be
Yeah, it's a
this
great amp.
User error.
It's got to be this haunted room.
Yeah, don't alienate our sponsors.
Are we going to talk about that later, the haunted room, or is
Well,
that for another?
let's talk about the basics right now.
Okay.
So, and Laura doesn't even know yet because I was saving it for the show. Laura doesn't understand that that's a new amp, and the other amp is right here.
Yeah, the last
Like she
section.
hasn't put 2 and 2 together yet that there's actually 2 amps in the room, and both of them are not working.
Well, I would have noticed that is in the new amp because I know what the other one looks like. So if I had thought to focus on the amp instead of just glancing by it, I would have noticed that it was new.
Can you grab me one, Garden?
But yeah, I have no idea. There you go. There's
but
your beer.
This is very strange. Okay, so I have had a 212 line 6 for quite a while, probably 7-8 years now. Worked fine, no issues with it. And then one day I'm in here playing, boom, stopped working out of nowhere. No reason whatsoever.
But you were in the other half of the room because this is before you took the wall down
That's
when it
true.
stopped working.
I was in the other half, which would be the room that Jason is in. And and now I've had Brad from Must Not Kill troubleshoot it. Jason troubleshot it and couldn't figure it out. We're like, fuck it, I'm going to buy a new amp because obviously this amp is shot. I buy a new amp.
When did you buy the new amp?
Monday?
Jesus.
I think it was Monday.
That's yesterday.
Yeah, no, Monday prior to Monday. So I brought it home, plugged it in, ready to jam out, and no sound. So I don't know what's up.
Let's get weird for just 2
Maybe
seconds.
it's the chords.
And let's just believe that they're both going to work today.
That would be amazing because Jason brought his guitar and his chords.
The
So
7-string, yeah.
my chords work on my mixer. They work when we're plugging in different sound effects and stuff. So I don't know. I'm leaning that it's not my chord, plural. I've tested 2 chords. I have 3 guitars here. I've tested them all. I don't know, man. I mean, to me, I'm kind of a little dizzy over it.
They're going to work today. The
Oh.
thing that's been blocking it is we're gonna make it work today. So
All right. I believe you. So,
Oh, Keith says it's 55 in the mountains. Shut it, Keith.
yeah, no.
It's 55 inside the house. That's it.
Which mountains?
Are you reading it from there?
No!
Where are you reading it from?
Right here, my phone.
Oh, okay, good. I'm about to say psychic. Like, there's no way you can read that. You're just interpreting what they're saying.
Which mountains is he in?
Yeah, where are you at? No,
Where you at, Keith?
He's in.
What's your name?
You're in Vegas, aren't you, Keith?
The Vegas mountains?
Well, Spill Stacey said that Alex Murdoch is that how you say it? Murdoch?
Oh, he's in Colorado.
He's trying to get a new trial.
Oh, well, go figure.
Based on the clerk of courts being nuts during the trial. Nice.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Did we switch topics and I didn't catch that one?
No,
you
I'm
know.
reading comments as they
Oh.
come in, since that's now my new job too.
So, is anybody following? Is anybody following Wimbledon?
No.
So-
A little bit.
Yeah. So there's
Sounds like a lot of back and
Wimbledon is
forth.
on now. I thought it was U.S. Open.
well,
US Open.
this
Is
said-
it not the same thing?
I
No,
don't
they're
know.
different things.
Well,
They're both
Yeah, right,
tennis,
right now is U.S.
but
Open.
they're different. They're different tournaments.
Okay.
Wimbledon is in London.
Okay, whatever. So they're saying that the crowd is comparing the U.S. Open to Snoop Dogg's living room.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Like,
hear that.
there's so much
Yeah.
weed being smoked
Yeah.
on the tennis courts by this
No, it's
spectator.
the surrounding areas because pot is legal
Then, yeah,
in
it's
New
U.S.
York.
Open.
So
It's one court.
But you know people inside
it's
that
one
place
court,
smoking.
and it's like the neighborhood, I guess.
So-
It's like wafting into the one court that's Snoop Dogg's living room.
So U.S. Open is done in Arthur Ashe Stadium, which is in Queens, right next to where the Mets play, and right surrounding it is Corona Park, which is a public use park, and so that's where they're thinking that most of it's coming from.
So you don't think anybody's smoking inside?
I'm not saying that they're not.
I
I'm
don't
just
think
saying that
people would be
that's what
smoking
people are
enough
saying.
inside for it to be an issue like that. I think it has a lot to do with the outside winds taking in.
I don't know.
Do tennis people
Real easy
smoke
to-
pot,
Usually
though?
it would dissipate on a longer distance, but
Real easy to
that's
take
why
a
he's
vape pen
thinking
in
it
there.
should be closer.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's
But
probably
vape
in the
pens
stadium
smell
too.
like cereals and
Oh, that's
fruits
true,
and
too.
whatnot. They don't
Yeah.
smell like
Yeah.
straight up pot.
That's true, too.
I don't know.
Tell us, little
I think-
spinner, what's your theory?
I think it's the crowd.
Little
I think,
Ripper.
I think people are in there just
Oh,
like
no.
saying, fuck it.
Well,
Smoking.
New York has gone, pretty much legal in New York. So
Yeah.
that's why.
No, I think it's. I think Snoop Dogg needs to advertise with this use a marketing campaign and just show up and be like, "Yo, motherfuckers," and just
But the players are actually complaining because it's distracting them while they're playing.
Well, they need to learn how to play high.
I was about to say, what if they all played high? I mean, if the it's
Saying
a
it
level
evens the
playing field.
No.
Yeah, evens out. So
Who cares? So, yeah, I thought that was interesting. And so, Garby, it's football season coming up very soon.
Yeah, 2 days.
All right. I want to go over a quick list.
All right.
And maybe you've heard this. Correct me if you haven't. The weirdest football player names of 2023. Have you seen?
is this
I mean,
Top
that was
10?
kind of a reason to pick a player for me when I was trying to help you. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, just try and say this name. This will be fun to try and have you sound this name out.
I haven't seen this list. No.
Okay. No, it's also
Is
college.
this our
My
top
favorite-
10 or what?
It's college, and I think some. It might
My
just-
favorite of all time is DeBrickashaw Ferguson.
Okay.
I love that.
I think these are.
DeBrickashaw.
I think these are better. okay?
Probably.
I'm going to give you. Let's go number 10. Squirrel White.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
Are
fantastic.
you going
He's-
to tell us
Are
who
these
they
nicknames?
play for?
He's with Tennessee.
Are these
and he's a
nicknames?
wide receiver with Tennessee. No, these are real legal
Actual
names.
names.
Legal names. Okay.
Okay.
Squirrel White. All right. Number
Is
9.
Is he white?
Booby Curry.
He's,
I've heard of Booby Curry.
Or Booby.
Yeah.
Okay. He's with
they
Buffalo
would
Bulls.
not name their kid Booby and Squirrel.
It gets worse.
yeah, I like curry though. Curry's good, especially Indian curry.
Yeah. All right. Number 8. Hot Rod Fitton.
Jeez.
That is a real legal name.
I mean,
South-
at least,
Rod.
South Carolina.
Gamecocks.
Yep.
Yeah.
at
Glad you
least
can
Hot
not read
Rod
that.
could sound like his name is maybe Rodney and it's a nickname. But Squirrel and Booby, that just sounds like they're insults as opposed to like nicknames you'd be proud of.
Boogie Night. Number 7.
Boogie
Louisiana.
Night,
Monroe Warhawks.
Mm.
that is awful. These parents hate their
Is
kids.
a wide receiver. Shida Number 6. Boston
Wait.
College.
What
What
was
is
that
it?
again?
Shida Silla.
Shittasilla.
S-H-I-T-T-A?
Yep.
Oh,
Wow.
Shida Maybe it's Silla. I don't know.
How do you spell it?
it doesn't matter. The first name is Shitta.
Sillah.
Yeah. Scylla. Yeah.
Shala.
Shittasilla.
Number 5. Storm Duck.
That sounds like a, Florida.
He's a
name.
weatherman.
It does,
Kind,
yeah.
North
yeah.
Carolina Tearhawks. Defensive back. That's classic. That's like a straight out of a.
You mean Tar Heels?
No, it says defensive back. North.
No.
Oh yes. What did I say?
Terrahawks or something.
He can't read.
I can't read at all.
Put your glasses
okay?
on, old
I
man.
can't read shit. You got the camera on me too. So. All right. DeColdis Crawford,
Oh, that's fantastic.
Nebraska Cornhuskers. And I should have said Custers.
Yeah.
All right. This one's good. Number 3. UTSA Roadrunners.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
University of
San Antonio.
Tampa, Texas, San Antonio.
Oh, I'm glad you guys can figure that out.
Well,
All right.
my
Pig.
cousin went there.
Pig Cage.
Pig cage.
Pig Cage.
They
Oh
hate
my
their kids.
god.
I'm telling you.
Or
All
the
right.
cops.
Oh, this is going to be awful. I can already read
This
it.
one's bad, okay? Number 2. Defensive back for Alabama Crimson Tide. Kool-Aid
Oh, yeah.
McKinstry.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. All right. And number 1.
This is the one Brian says.
Oklahoma Sooners quarterback General Booty.
Yeah.
Those are classic.
Wait, what was that name? Jen Wool?
General
General.
Booty. Oh, I forgot. From Tampa, Florida. Little Spinner. Jason, did you ever play football?
I attempted. I was a small kid that got picked on that sucked at a lot of stuff until I found
That's what
guitar.
you
Sucked
said.
on a lot of what?
Well, sucked at not on, but
It was crazy high school.
I tried. In high school. Yeah, I tried to play football. My dad wanted me to, but I sucked at it. I was thinking about Transformers and GI Joe men, not
Yeah.
in a weird way, but yeah, and I got clocked. I remember I was out daydreaming, about whatever cartoons or something, and some dude his name was Rodney.
Aren't
Is it
they
Hot
all?
Rod?
Yeah, but he's a cool guy though. Actually, but he was just doing his job, and he just clocked me, and in my mind I went flying through the air. That probably didn't happen, but I was on the ground. I attempted again in high school. I was a senior, And I'm like, ooh, it would be tough. So, of course, the coach, he knew I sucked, so he put me in the JV team, and they're all stronger than me. So, yeah, once again, fail. But, yeah, that's my sports experience.
I actually played football. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
I was small, but I was squirrely.
Little spinner.
I was spinning around. I actually
were
played
squirrel, whatever the
I
guy's
played
name
nose
is.
guard. I played
Nose
guard.
nose guard, motherfucker.
What?
Yep.
Go through their legs?
That just sounds like you went around and like swatted balls and hitting them in the face.
I was a tough little motherfucker. Still am. I played right tackle, right guard, left guard, and then running back for a few plays.
Running back, I can see, but
Running back
On the
shocks me,
line.
actually.
Yeah.
I thought you meant equipment manager.
I was water
boy.
I was water boy.
We'll have to screenshot in your water boy.
Now, going back to Joe, we could sell the butt plug to the wide receivers.
there you go.
Oh, good one.
Joe, we are going to we're going to market your butt plug, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Just need to make it a little longer, a little slender. I mean, there might be some fans of that one.
That is the advanced
We could find
level.
a buyer for the original. I'm not saying we couldn't.
That's
but
true.
I mean, it's one of a kind.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't on purpose, but it came out good.
Kind of looks like he just took one of Simon's turds and turned it into glass.
We should start printing the Drinking with Drew logos, and you should like insert them into the resin as it's setting, so
That'd be
that
cool.
you can like
Can we get-
shove Drew up your butthole.
Can we get a Drinking with Drew challenge coin? And then we could drop that into the resin.
One day, Joe. One day.
What
I'm
exactly-
not saying no, but
Explain what challenge coins
The
are.
challenge
I've
is-
seen this like in multiple
you
places.
keep it
and I'm
with
like,
you. The challenge is you're supposed to keep a challenge coin on you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week,
Oh,
365 days a year. And if somebody comes up to you and says, "Where's your coin?" they're challenging you to produce it. And most, if you want to call it, clubs or whatever, where they have the challenge coins, if you don't produce it, there's a consequence to not producing it.
But
Because
if
I've
you,
heard this like in multiple places. That's why I'm like, what is a challenge? Because I've heard it in like so many different like areas and groups and events, and
So-
so I'm like, what is it that it like spans across so many
Aren't
different
you-
groups of people?
So bikers do it, military does it, a bunch of different groups do it.
My old boss was a Rotary member. Rotary.
As he said, they're challenging you, say, hey, produce your coin. And whoever doesn't have it, you're shit out of luck. You get the punishments. But there's also an upside to it that if you're in, different groups and say, produce your coins, whoever's got the best coin or like whoever's like rubbed elbows with the most important people, they get, everyone buys them drinks. And
We're going to
stuff.
start a new thing with Joe. It's called Challenge Plugs. Joe, can you produce your plug?
Yeah.
There you go.
There it is.
it has to be in use.
Right.
No, nope.
You have
Yours
to-
is
you have
yours
to-
has obviously never been used. There's no smears on it.
Yeah, that's very pristine.
No.
Is it if you challenge and they do have their coin, don't you get punished as
No.
well?
No.
Must not
No.
kill says cheers, you bastards.
Oh, Brad. Is it Brad? Or I can't ever
it's
tell
the
who's
band.
control. Well, I can't tell who's controlling the social
I
media.
think it's Brad normally the controller.
Is it?
So must not kill social, yeah. Brad
So,
was
Brad,
also-
thank you, Brad, and the crew for that fucking song, man. I love it every time
'Cause
we
that's
open.
what we do.
Drinking Retro. So,
That's a badass song, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it works very well.
I like that it's easy to remember the lyrics.
Yep. And every time we play it for Garby's son, he calls me the scary monster.
The scary monster. We were
Good
trying
time
to
every
explain that he's not a scary monster and that that's
Man.
a different type of music.
Yeah, but once
And
the
that
kid
it's
sees
just-
him, you can't really use that.
Oh, I am
argument.
the
Yeah.
officially the scary monster.
Yes.
Like I was at Garby's house and he's like, "Scary monster."
But on the
I was
bright
playing
side,
it-
he
I was-
did ask you to play
He
it
did
over
ask for it
and
again.
over and
He
over.
did.
After
Sure.
after
Literally.
we explained that it was
Yeah.
just music and it's how you sing it.
Yep.
He's like, it's like dinosaurs. I'm like, yes, they scream, they sing like dinosaurs.
Yeah, I
yes.
was
like
actually-
the T-Rex. yes.
I was gonna teach him how to headbang Garby, but I figured I'd save
We
you
were
from
really
that.
close to a table.
That would be
would've been really
hilarious.
bad.
So what if we go on Cameo and we get like the naked cowboy to sing that?
I don't want. I mean,
Song.
I don't think we need an acoustic version of that. Do we, Jason? Do we need an acoustic version?
I don't think so. It needs to
Drinking with
say
Drew?
what
Yeah,
it
it
is.
needs
We
to be
don't.
metal.
Yeah.
I don't need the naked cowboy to do anything.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, you can send him your butt plug. See if you can make use of that. I could actually put that in a little speedo and improve my things. No comment.
What?
No, nothing.
I don't think
Brian
that
says
joke
that-
landed too well.
Brian says the Rough Riders challenge coin is if you don't produce yours, you have to buy a round of drinks.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty standard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we can make a drinking with your coin, but who's going to bring it, and what's the consequences?
Joe's gonna have his in his butt plug all the time.
Yep.
Just boop.
Mm-hmm.
You'll never know it.
Whatevs. One day we'll do it. I can't even get you guys to wear your shirts.
How much?
I'm wearing mine.
Hello.
Darby is wearing his.
Well, I mean, his is the Duck Dynasty.
Yeah.
I don't have one.
Well, we don't have a 6X right now.
Oh no, he's calling me the fat guy.
We probably do have them. We just have to get the
No,
size.
so but the problem is I promised somebody a 3X.
Right, but if he doesn't want it in black, we can get him a white or
well,
a
that's
gray.
the problem. So I have to talk to him. He's actually buying one. So the problem is I don't have any black 3Xs, so I have to make sure he's okay with a gray or a white one. And then from there,
Jason could fit a medium.
I was
No,
going to
he
say, there's no
cannot.
way he's a 3X.
he could wear as a fucking Speedo.
It's called a schmedium.
I like the '80s workout
Hey,
tops where they come up here.
secret
Yes.
guest. If you laugh too loud, we know you're here. Not gonna be a secret anymore.
You just need to move the camera over a little bit, though.
I know.
Yeah, I wore the shirt all day, and it served its purpose. Because I was picking up lunch, and the guy says, "Oh, that's a Duck Dynasty shirt." I said, "No, actually," and I told him about the show, and I don't know if he's one of the viewers, but
Maybe he is.
yeah, I told him
We
to check it out on YouTube.
So we met a guy at one of Jason's shows last night at
Really
Jerry's, and he was asking about the show. We gave him some stickers, so he might be tuning in. So yeah,
Must Not Kill says that the acoustic version of the song would bring on the apocalypse.
yeah, I agree. I don't think we need that. No, I like it just the way it is.
Yes.
So definitely appreciate that, and man, getting a ton of compliments from everybody on that song. So metal. So yeah, we'll get Ben Meyer's opinion on it tomorrow.
Awesome.
So, all right. So, Joe, you get a check mark for your butt plug. We'll
Yay.
cross that off
Check.
the list. So, has anybody heard of Breaking Bad 2? Have you guys
Yeah,
heard of
dude.
this?
I've heard of it.
I
Yeah.
saw the commercial, but I haven't even seen the first
Have you
one,
seen the
so-
trailer?
It's on YouTube.
No.
I didn't see the trailer.
Still
but I
looking
just-
for a freelancer?
I'm gonna.
Can you turn this? There
I
you go.
am. Hang on. Relax.
Yeah, I only heard of it because you mentioned it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna play this real quick. I don't know why it doesn't let me mute this shit. Mute, motherfucker. All right.
We're still the
Can you still hear it?
Yep.
Still here.
Thursday.
All right. We'll just do it that way.
Can't you just mute that one?
All right. Here he is.
The official trailer
Yeah.
for Breaking Bad 2 starts right now.
I'm not gonna play through the whole thing.
Old friend. I know
They're playing
you
one.
didn't die in that warehouse.
Metallica 1.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
is?
I know you're out there somewhere. I'm going to track you down. And I'm going to kill you.
Is this an April Fool's thing?
I don't know. I am so confused by it.
The trailer just came out like a week ago.
And I already paid for them. And now they're coming after me. I think I need to remind them just who the hell Heisenberg is.
It seems real.
After
It's,
so many
yeah.
years,
Now they're.
That's a
trying
clip
to-
from a
the
different
past
movie.
has caught up with me.
Was it?
That's all. Yeah, and this is from a TV show. This is all. Yeah, this is real.
I killed them all. Whoever comes after me,
Garby saying false.
Yeah,
Fake
they will
news.
get
Not
what
real
they
good?
deserve.
it's all from other stuff.
Is it
some
really?
of some of it's from Breaking Bad, but
Say my name.
When no one is around you.
Garby's ruining my hopes. All
yeah.
right. So
What
you're saying?
did you even
What?
watch the show?
Yeah, I watched it religiously.
I mean, that would be
I never-
amazing.
I never watched
But-
a single episode.
So why was Cranston on there saying this is Breaking Bad?
I don't know. That's weird. It could be a deep fake,
Yes, true.
Mm.
AI.
but yeah, maybe. But that's the only part that
So
made me think it might
we-
be.
if
But
we
the rest
see
of it's clearly it's pieces of other stuff they've done.
No. So if we see a scruffy-headed Garby with a beard,
I wouldn't trust it.
who pissed Simon off? He wants an ice cube. All right. I was confused. I was hoping that we were going to get a Breaking Bad 2.
That would be amazing.
I'm disappointed now, though. I'm really. I was
Yeah.
like, that was cool. I was looking forward to it.
Yeah. Garby, you ruined it, you motherfucker.
Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Maybe they just have. Maybe it's in the works, so they're. It
You're
doesn't
just
feel.
trying.
Doesn't feel real. Doesn't feel real.
I mean, I never watched the series, but from what I heard, everyone died at the end. But then they made the comment about you didn't die in the
Well, you know
warehouse.
how it works.
So right.
You know how it works in movies.
Yeah, nobody's actually ever really dead in movies
No.
or TV.
Unless you're
I
Jax
mean, look at
from
Cinderella.
what was the Sons of Anarchy?
Cinderella.
I never
You
saw.
can't survive a Mack truck hitting you square on.
I never saw one episode of Sons of Anarchy.
I watched probably the first season and a half, and then I stopped watching. Maybe at the end of the second season, and then I would just read up on what was happening. And at the very end, they started killing main characters off left and right. And I was thinking,
What was
okay,
the
they're
other
not
one we watched every once in a while?
Sopranos?
You watched the Mayans.
Mayans.
But that
I
was
watched a few of
Spanish,
that.
and I hate subtitles, and I don't speak Spanish, so I
sometimes, not
can't
always.
deal with that.
So one of
But
our
it was the spinoff.
one of our lovely viewers, very attentive, attention to detail person, noticed that the title for today's show has September 5th, 2032.
Genius.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Nice.
So good.
That's awesome. It is
about
drinking
lovely
with.
Oh,
you,
we
right?
are in the future.
I
We
swear
are
to God,
in
I
the
did it
future,
right.
everyone.
I swear to God, I did it right. I mean, I'll go double check.
So can we ask a question real quick? 2030. Let's pretend we're in 2032.
I like it.
What would
I like
things
it.
be like right now in 2032?
Great question.
Well,
I'd be dead.
tell Amaya we said hello,
Probably.
and thank you for having us.
Yeah.
In 2032, honestly, Jason, I don't think there's going to be that much difference in what's going on.
Yeah,
right
there
now.
will.
Eh,
A lot of AI taking over jobs.
I won't
by
make
then.
it.
Oh, I know, but I mean, the Drinking with Drew show will still be around.
Oh yeah,
We'll still be going.
With it's going now in 2032.
Yeah, I mean, that's,
Well,
why,
here's a good
that's
question.
why we have
though.
7
Broadcasting
followers,
from the
7
future.
people watching
Yes.
us right now.
Well, with
10
AI
years from now.
and everything else, do you think there would be some type of natural revolt against that? And the reason I ask that is because a lot of artists are moving stuff around in the studio, just talking about music, right? Auto tune and making the drums just perfect. Well, there's kind of a small revolution against that. It's like we want organic music. There's a reason why people listen to older stuff as opposed to newer, because newer people say it kind of all sounds the same because it's just so perfect, right? So robotic almost. So do we think that there'll be a revolt?
I do. I think that's a great point.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and you see that you saw that with cancel culture, even where artists started to push.
I can't hear you. I just canceled you. No.
So yeah, I totally agree with that. That's a great point.
Yeah, I
I think that was another reason why records were so they
Well, why they've come back? Yeah, they've
right,
had a bit of
they
a.
just have it's their own sound. You have those
Yep.
little pops and clicks. They're just
Yep.
not. I just think records are better.
Yeah, but the problem is you have to prove it to the youth of today that AI sucks, because they're the ones that are going to be making the decisions on it in 10 years, because the 8-year-olds and the 12-year-olds that are around right now that are getting used to Facebook and
X.
X. Well,
X.
I think,
X.
but no, they've got
The dumbest name ever.
the social media platforms that they will probably adhere to, like Humble Social, which is going to be huge in 10 years. Blockchain.
That's true. On this current episode in 2032, we've retired from Humble.
We are
due to
definitely
Humble,
retired.
so
I'm on my
that's-
$300 million yacht throwing footballs with Tom Brady to knock down drones.
If can I just
Did you guys
make
see
a
that
request?
video?
Yes, I did.
No.
He
Was
said
it-
he was
did it
coming out of
really?
retirement if he hit the drone on the first ball, and he hit the drone on the first ball. So
Yeah,
I think it's
on
kind of
a-
a
on
little
a yacht
sneak
in the
announcement
ocean.
that he's not retiring.
And that's why I made that
Unretired.
tweet about him coming out of
gotcha.
retirement. He
Okay.
says, if I can hit this drone in the middle of the ocean, I might as well come back from retirement.
Well, did you do a practice pick where he was your quarterback?
No,
So okay,
but-
well, then you can't do it.
See, that's what I was
Practice
asking.
pick. He's got you saying it now.
No, that was intentional.
Tweet.
I will never-
Hashtag practice pick.
I will never say practice pick again.
Just did.
I recorded it, so we're just going to repeat it
Practice pick.
every time you come on the show. When you move your lips, I'm just going to go practice pick, practice pick, practice.
Did Joe make a practice butt plug?
He did.
Yeah, did you practice that?
Unintentional butt plug.
That
That's
is
what it's called.
technically that's a
Unintentional.
practice.
Unintentional butt plug. Accidental butt plug.
What did Brian say?
Musk says we'll have a universal basic income because so many people will be unemployed because of robots and AI.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to lose jobs.
There's another entrepreneur that says something, I don't recall his name. He's an Indian entrepreneur guy that I
The one running for
watched.
presidency.
No, not him, not Vivek. That's another guy. But he was saying that at some point that robots will be doing all the work and we'll be
Yeah.
just releasing whatever we do, the creative stuff.
Well, wasn't there a
I feel like that means we're all gonna be homeless.
There was a Star Wars
Pretty much.
episode where the robots were doing everything, and the whole society was just relaxing and doing nothing except for having leisure activities.
They're kind of doing that now, right?
But what do you use for currency in those situations? You have to be able to do
Sex.
something. This isn't a Sims.
That's how
show
Joe makes
where-
money on his butt plugs.
Right.
No, I think we're gonna live Terminator.
Right. I'm waiting for it to happen.
I think it's going to be that way up until we have like the next World War.
I think it's going to be like iRobot.
There won't be another World War.
Well, I disagree. I think we're actually having one right now. It's just under the radar and done like through propaganda and hacking and
Yes, there.
I don't think it's going to be through nuclear weapons.
Right.
And,
There could be another World War, but not in a traditional sense that we've come accustomed
The
to.
virtual kind.
Yeah, it could be virtual because if it got to the point where everybody's engaged, it's
The aliens
nukes
won't-
If
ended.
Russia's
Nukes
training
ended.
whales, they've got shit figured out. Just
I don't think the aliens are going to let us have another nuclear war.
Well, I think Putin's meeting with North Korea, right? So if Russia, North Korea, and China team up, I mean...
Speaking of aliens.
Well, Putin's
No.
taking out all of his, people that hate him. So
Brian, there was actually... Oh, shit, it's Keith Keller.
what make it sound like you don't want to talk to him?
Hang on. Well,
God damn it,
Hang
we
on.
got a caller.
Shit.
We're just joking about the caller.
Keller, yes.
You there, Crooked Dick?
Oh my God, I love all the nicknames.
Oh, my God. Man, what's up, Grease?
What's happening, brother?
Dude, am
Not
I allowed
much,
to? Am I
man.
allowed to talk about all of our old things that happened in our life? Because I mean, the statute
why
of
not,
the
bro?
statute of limitations have, I think, expired,
So you
Right?
think?
and I lied about half of them on a polygraph like 5 times.
If
Man,
anyone knows about a gag
Dude,
order, it's a little
I
spinner.
still talk about all that shit to all the people I know here in Colorado, and they don't believe it.
oh man, yeah,
Tell him to watch the episode.
yep. Watch the episodes. No, so Keller was back in the day. Were you at Dirt's house back when? I know you had to be, man, because it was me, you, Nose, Dirt.
God.
And we were all fucking just hanging out, and it was a huge party. And I don't know if you remember Lundy, but his cousin got out of prison and showed up and knocked on the door and asked if Dirt was there. And Dirt just happened to like be somewhere, and I was so close, I answered the door. But what we didn't realize is that when that dude was knocking on the door, he had a buddy like around the corner with a shotgun ready to rob everybody. Do you remember that?
You probably didn't tell them.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, man. So that type of shit out of nowhere, like if I was not the one that opened that door, that motherfucker would have broken the house and robbed everybody.
But he liked you so much.
Are you sure? Are you sure this isn't? You're not recounting a CW teen drama?
The way
I mean,
Dirt
like,
was,
what is?
man. But, yeah, look, he had people fucking wanting to rob him all the time anyway, back in the day.
Yeah, no doubt.
Your nicknames make me think that you guys are like the little rascals.
It's
and you're
adorable.
part of the
Oh my
He-Man
God, I
Woman
love
Haters
it.
Club.
Dude, back in the day,
Okay.
Keith, tell us what are some more of the nicknames that we had back then? What was Lewis?
Shit
The
dick.
best one, Lewis's nickname was the Worm, because he always wormed his way in and out of shit. Now the best nickname that
Gooch.
me and Nick Albano came up with for, remember Jeff Hunt?
Yeah.
We called him Smelly Rotten Anal Cunt.
Dude, do you know what Jeff
Did he
is
kill
doing
himself
now?
later? Because that is awful.
Have you seen what Jeff is doing lately? He's doing this food tour around the world where he's got a food Instagram channel.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
I follow his channel. He does an episode every Saturday. He puts one out. I follow it. It's Pure Detour.
What are Smidge and Pookie doing these days?
Man, now we had Gooch, which was Cass. That was a drummer. Did
Yeah,
Matt?
he was called Gooch because he was part goomer, part mooch.
What was? Did we ever have a nickname for Matt? I don't know if we did. Just skinny mofo.
Oh, Matt Newman?
Mm-hmm.
No, not really. I don't think we did, man. He was too mellow, man.
Yeah, he just kind of chilled out all the time. But he's crazy now. He's kind of a little. He's still playing out in St. Pete and Clearwater. He moved back to Florida, so he's kind of back in the scene.
Right?
But yeah, man, good times. So
I mellowed out a lot since I moved out here, man.
Well, you had
that was the best thing I ever did.
you had
If I
a
wouldn't have moved out
scare.
to Colorado, I would have been dead.
Yeah,
Huh?
you had a scare, didn't you?
A scare.
A scare. Like, didn't you have a life-threatening situation going on?
Oh yeah, after I moved here, I got stage 4 cancer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. How did you recover from that? What's going on?
It's in remission right now. I mean, I'm I'm doing better now. I've had 2 major surgeries. I had the first one when I first was diagnosed. I had a softball-sized tumor taken out.
Oh,
It was I got what's called adrenal cortical carcinoma. It's a rare disease. Only 1 in a million people get it.
What's the nickname for that?
yeah.
It fucking sucks.
You're fucked.
Yeah, pretty much. It sucks, but I mean, I'm on medical marijuana.
Imagine
and,
that.
The RSO helps a lot. Rick Simpson oil. I mean, that's my doctors pretty much didn't believe it at first, but I had in 2017 is when I was diagnosed, and I had surgery and had the tumor removed, and I had part of my liver removed too. And then in 2018, they found a couple tumors on my left lung. So I had surgery on my left lung. They removed the whole lower left lobe of my left lung. So they wanted me to go on this fucked up medication that's pretty much like a pesticide, but I didn't want to at first. So I started doing this RSO oil, and I was clear for about probably 6-7 months. I was getting 3 or 4 CT scans every couple months. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so they found I couldn't find the RSO oil anymore. They in my town, it's so small I couldn't get it, and so I went to go get a CT scan, and they found multiple tumors on both of my lungs. So I thought I was pretty much screwed. So they gave me like 5 months, you know what I mean, to live. So I was like, well, fuck, you know. And they were like, well, we can give you this medication. It'll slow down the growth of the tumors until you can, you know, figure out something to do or whatever. It'll give you a little bit more time. So I started taking the medication, and then I have to take a shitload of other medications on top of it. But about 3 months after this, I was able to get the RSO oil, and then I started taking it again. And when I went to go get my next CT scan, every tumor on my lungs were gone.
Wow. Well,
yeah. So my doctors were like, "What exactly are you taking? Because we've never seen this before. The medication you take doesn't kill the tumors; it just slows the growth of them down."
Wow.
So I told them what I was doing, and as of right now, I've been free and clear of cancer for shit since 2017. I haven't had any reoccurrences or anything.
Very cool.
So,
do you want one of Joe's butt plugs?
yeah, I was just about to say that. I'd like to use one, though, man.
Yeah. You're probably the only guy that would fit right now. I mean, we'll send you one. We'll send you one. So Keith is making a special product for me. I'm not going to say what it is right now, but it's going to be very cool. So I'm going to display that on the show when it comes out. So
yeah, I'm working on the rest of it right now. I work on it at night in between the other shit I got going on.
Yeah, man, that's cool. We'll talk about it off the air. I didn't know you were doing that kind of stuff, but that's very cool, man.
Yeah.
But
I
good
got
hearing
into
from you,
it
bro.
when I got cancer. It gives me something to do. So
yeah, for sure. Hey, real quick, do you want to tell a story about how Dirt lost his ear?
What?
Oh yeah, I was there, bro.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Fucking, we were all hanging out at this fucking house at partying and shit, and this guy was beating up on somebody, and he got in Frank's face because Frank started talking shit to him. So him and Frank started fighting, and they were rolling around on the ground. And all of a sudden, Frank gets up, and he's screaming, holding his head. And I looked at him, and I looked at the guy, and the guy had Frank's ear in his mouth, and he just spit it out.
You know Mike
And I was
Tyson?
like, what the fuck? And Frank was, the motherfucker just bit my ear off. So we had to pick the ear up and bandage up fucking Frank's ear with a sock or something, and I drove him to the hospital.
Was that Terry
And
Ray?
No, it was one of Sarah Wells's boyfriends, Mike Glover.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He was a crazy motherfucker, but
Yeah. She passed away a while back.
yeah, I was talking to her for months before she passed away. She lied about her alcoholism. That's what she died of. She drank herself to death.
Sucks. She used to go. She used to go to all of our shows, man, and take photos. Her and Sheila Bell. They would always show up to our concerts, man, and fucking take photos. And she had like the only person I know that actually had cool concert pics of me. And she was supposed to send me like Polaroids and like old school photos, like 35 millimeter film, all this shit. And she passed away before she did. So somewhere, God only knows, that shit.
I think her mom has all that stuff because I remember Frank was saying that he was going to try to get a hold of her mom this was years ago.
Yeah.
He was going to try to get a hold of her mom to see if she had the photo album and all the pictures, because
Well, dude, that's the
we
thing.
all wanted some
Like,
of them, you know what I mean? Because there was
yeah,
billions
so
of them.
much. But the thing is, Frank only pops up once every 10 or 12 years. I haven't even talked to him in forever.
If her boyfriend's 8 years, I know why
used
she
to talk to
drinks.
him all the time, but I haven't heard from him probably in about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know what's going on with him. He's been mixed up into a bunch of shit too. So
Yeah. You know,
he got hooked on some bad shit. So
go figure. All right, man. Well, thank you for
Yeah.
calling in, brother. We'll talk to you soon, and I look forward to getting my little scratch that you're making.
right. All right,
cool.
bro. I'll get in touch with you about it more often.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Later, man.
See you.
I
And
love that you guys still remember every single name of the people that you grew up with. Not even just
yeah.
like,
Oh, beer foul.
No. Beer foul.
Show the Simon beer foul.
well, he's so zoomed in, you can't.
Garby wet
Just
himself.
don't get pulled over.
Garby wet himself. I know.
I was just saying, I love that you
Oh
guys
yeah,
know
you're the
every-
one whining, Simon.
It's that table that has like.
He's like, motherfucker, you didn't give me any of your beer. Oh well. Yeah, we can remember all the names from back then, but
It's
I
not
can't.
even just nicknames. It's first, last names. You probably remember phone numbers and exact addresses.
You know what? I probably could remember a couple phone numbers just because we dialed them like 10 times a day.
Right?
But yeah, everybody had their full name, nickname, and all that good stuff. But Keller was one of the guys that you would go to all of our shows. Like we would just, everybody back then we were like super close.
I'm interested in that oil he was talking about, because I believe there's a lot of things that we
man.
can do that's natural and herbal that can prevent, and from what I understand, and I'm not an expert, that we all have cancer cells. They're just either active or dormant, and we can our lifestyle and maybe the stress levels can activate them, that sort of thing. And of course, any expert can correct me if that's wrong, but
I agree with you.
I wonder how much herbal stuff and organic stuff's out there that we could be doing that could keep those cells at bay.
Yep, I agree.
Versus the pharmaceutical stuff that
There's a lot of natural options out there, and the pharmaceutical industries are just
they hate it. Yeah,
they hate it. And I mean, you watch TV, man, and it's a pharmaceutical commercial after pharmaceutical commercial. It's just one after another, man. And I saw something funny on X the other day, where you actually had a mainstream media outlet that is very pro. I'm not even going to say what political candidate they always back, because they are just so that influential. They just have a very one-sided opinion about everything. But the one thing that they decided to go against this political person on was because a pharmaceutical representative came out and said legalization of marijuana is not going to be a benefit to certain medical issues, and that the pharmaceutical companies are the best ones to kind of lead in that direction. I'm just
Because
like,
they want the money. That's why.
and it's a one of those publicity thing. I'm just like, holy shit, man.
I also
Seriously?
think that they are trying to put marijuana can help so many different types of medical issues. Sure, I am positive it can help a lot.
And if it
But they
doesn't,
are
you
just
don't
trying to
care.
spread it so far against every single type of medical condition. Oh, so that everyone can say, "Oh, I need a medicinal marijuana card." But you really
pretty
don't. And they're just
soon-
trying to make it legal, and people are just trying to figure out ways to get around it. Like,
Well, a lot of it's pain management.
right, and I
Yeah,
think
and-
that is something that it can definitely do. But just for stupid things, I don't think that they're just slapping a band. They're just like
Speaking
a
of
label on it saying weed'll
2032,
help.
speaking of
Thank you for
2032,
cutting
we're
me
not
off.
going to need medical marijuana cards in 2032.
Oh, absolutely not.
We're going to get beyond that point of
Yeah.
the need for the medical marijuana card. So I
Every-
see your point, but
That's a big
every
drive.
2-year election we have that they vote on things in different states. More and more states are getting on board. So I think we're now at
Yeah.
like half of the states plus DC. It's legal already.
yeah,
It's
I
very,
think
very
it's like
close.
27 or 28 states already.
yeah, but and that's kind of where the story was going with the political person that it was mentioning was like, okay, we're going to take it off the federal, Schedule 1 list. We're going to be more open to just legalizing it, leaving it to the states. Jason, do you want to dig into what should we do first? Jason's 20 seconds, or should we do the beer test?
I mean, I'm all about the
What's
beer
this
test.
20 seconds about?
Yeah, what is?
Because
Well,
is that all it takes?
We don't want to ask the secret guest what his
we don't
20
wanna
seconds are
talk
all about.
that.
I mean,
Well,
We can do the 20 seconds if you want. Just save the beer taste for last because that's.
no. I mean,
or
this
it
way you have
doesn't
something
matter.
to drink for the next half hour.
True, that's true. So maybe we
let's
should
do the beer
test
first.
Yeah,
Let's do the beer first because Garby's here.
Yeah.
He's probably going to head out soon. What are we drinking?
Is this a new beer?
This is a new beer. Read it, Laura, so we all
It's
understand.
premium beer Monte Carlo Bock.
Joe can tell us where it's from because he's the one that bought it.
From Winn-Dixie. It's a Guatemalan beer.
Guatemalan. I've never had a
Imported
Guatemalan
by
beer.
Central Beer Import and Exports in Miami, but it's a product of Guatemala.
Does it require a popper top?
No, it doesn't. You can twist. It's like
It
the
looks
butt plug.
there's
You
a
can
twist.
twist.
It's a twist.
Okay.
I'll just have some of yours.
And Garby is currently checking my toilet for leaks.
I can hear him. He's still peeing. I think he stopped now. I like these types of beers though. I'll be Buck. I'm full of bad puns tonight. So.
Monte Carlo Bock. It's actually from Guatemala, and courtesy of Winn-Dixie.
Okay. And I don't
And
actually
a Bock is sort of lighter than a Guinness, but sort of heavier than a lager.
Okay.
Oh, interesting.
So give it a try.
I'm going to give it
Good
a shot.
combo, yeah.
Actually, not bad. It's really good.
It's got an interesting flavor. Like I say, it's sort of heavier than lagers, but it's not as heavy as Guinness. But it's got it's very syrupy taste, right?
It does, yeah. It's an
It's not
aftertaste.
very
It's kind of
syrupy, but
It's more than a regular beer.
a little bite at the
Yeah.
end, you know.
But it's not bitter though, you know.
yeah.
I could do it.
I like it.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's a good one.
And it was on
Who
sale
knew?
too.
Guatemala.
It was on sale too.
Is it a temporary beer?
What do you mean, like?
Seasonal?
Seasonal?
I don't think so. No.
No.
Okay. Well,
And they actually this Monte Carlo from Guatemala comes in a Bock or it comes in a lager. And I figured since we always have, lagers almost all the time, like every beer we have is like a lager, so I was like, let's get something different. And I've had several Bocks, years ago, and they are that sort of
box
thicker,
in your butt.
little thicker flavor, but I mean they're not too intense.
What's the alcohol content?
I don't know.
Let me see. Well, yours, I think.
I think I need Drew's glasses.
I don't know if
I'm
it
having
says on
trouble.
there. I think it said on the box, but I don't think it says on the bottle.
That's always a good sign.
Right? It's either 1 or 15.
Death.
Let me see the bottle.
All right, you can find it, Laura.
It's a hearty beer, though. I like it.
Yeah. And what was the price? You bought a 12-pack?
12-pack for like $11.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
My shorts have a 6% alcohol content right now.
They also come in cans, like an 18-pack of cans as well,
Oh, really?
just in case you were
Okay.
interested.
Yeah.
I went to Winn-Dixie because I figured we always go to Publix, and I was kind of bored with their selection, so I was like, maybe they'll have something different.
We just talked about that on the way here.
Just maybe they'll have something a little bit
Yeah,
different,
I mean,
so I gave it a try.
You
And
see
just
so much
a
of the
couple
same
different
shit.
It is not on the bottle.
Every once in a while, Sam's will have something different that springs out, but
You could taste that Central American influence.
Yeah,
It's-
it's got that Guatemalan flavor.
Juan,
got that
like
little-
Juan's in the
Yeah, yeah.
It's tasting a little wani.
Yeah.
I have a friend that's from Guatemala, and every time he would go home, I was like, "Oh, I heard you went to Guadalajara." And he's like, "No."
If you could bottle a cruise ship port,
He's actually
taste,
coming
that
in
could be
tomorrow.
nice.
Yeah.
I'd like
My
to.
buddy's coming to visit tomorrow.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Is that the one that needs furniture?
No, the one that you met that does the
races.
triathlons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was cool.
Wait, is he gonna go to his house?
He's going over to the house because he's got plumbing work going on over there.
Can I get some
Possibly.
cuttings?
Possibly. I'll ask him.
Jeez.
Secret
Just-
guest, do you want some plumeria cuttings?
I don't know if he's going to be coming back here afterwards because he's staying.
Joe, that
staying
means you
with
got
me
to
for
go
a few
help him
days,
and
but
bring him back.
We'll try to work something out.
Okay. All right, Jason, we're going to do your 20 seconds of metal here.
Yeah,
you want to
20,
count
30.
it down? 20,
No,
30?
we don't really have to count it. That was just maybe a short clip just so the channel wouldn't get like
right.
whatever when I release it, you know. So.
All right, so this is Jason's in the works. It's not mastered yet, so this is a rough draft.
Yeah, it's kind of it is pretty much the mix. So we're mixing I'll let you play it and then we can.
Okay. I mean, it sounded good to me, but I know always when you master it, there's
It's
probably
gonna be
some
much better when it's
tweaking and all that
mastered,
good
yeah.
stuff. All right, let me make sure I've got the sound going here.
Join my Bach.
I like it, bro.
Thank you, dude. Yeah, the mastering will just kind of bring everything up a little bit and tighten things up,
So what's the name of the song? What's the name of the album? When is it coming out?
That's actually the album title track called "Overcometh," not to be confused with the butt plug you have over there. But
I undercometh sometimes. So.
But that is the album title track, "Overcometh," and that's the album name. So it's scheduled to be released. I'm probably gonna release it the last week November, first week December, but I'll have 2 tracks released on the platforms before that, like a pre-release. But then the CDs won't be available until probably December, because we'll be in Thailand the month of November. So I don't want to release it in October, which was the original plan, and then have all these orders come in and have to stop that when we go overseas. So I don't have, I'm an independent guy. So
now do you get a royalty for every Overcometh plug Joe sells?
Well,
that's how we should do it.
We're working on that, yeah.
And I didn't even have to mention this at all. Like, I just figured I'd bring it for content. I could have just kept my mouth shut. And you guys would have nothing to joke about today.
The entire episode.
You would have nothing to joke about today at all.
Yeah. And before you leave, I need to get a photo of you and the butt plug so we can make it nice.
We can just keep it here in the studio.
That's a great thumbnail, dude.
Yeah, we need a good thumbnail of it.
It can just live in the studio.
Yeah,
So
it will.
It's the studio's butt plug.
Yeah.
Let's not get a picture of the butt plug in use. Let's just keep those for everyone's personal photo album.
If I may give a shout out to Cameron Fleury on drums, he's a
Cameron,
metal drummer out of Canada. He did the drums for my Masterpiece album back in 2019, and he did these as well. So great drummer.
Yeah, sounds good, man.
Awesome.
Very cool. So, how many tracks are you going to have on this one?
10 tracks total.
10. Okay.
There's a seven with vocals like that, and then there's 3 that are just instrumental.
Very cool.
What do you find the hardest part of making an album, the lyrics or the music?
Probably the lyrics are the harder part. The music, the riffs come easy because I'm writing riffs constantly for my YouTube lessons, and just I can come up with riffs. They just come out of my rear end.
Like Joe's butt plug.
Yeah.
Overcometh.
If you want to stop that, we have a good plugging system.
Yeah, we have a good plugging system. But the lyrics, because I want the message to be really just impactful and powerful. And I don't want to say they're the hardest to write, but it's this whole album's been in the making for 2.5 years. I put a halt on it to start Metal Mastermind with my partner Ken Candelas, and so we started the platform for metal musicians to have an education platform. My guitar courses are on there and such. So him and I both, where he's working.
What's your website? Pimp it out real quick.
Metalmastermind.com. You go there, you'll find metalmastermind.com. Go there, and you'll find all of the courses that we have to offer rock and metal musicians. We've got a vocal course out there by Elizabeth Adeuce. We've got a mixing course out there by Nick Z out of New York. Ken has a metal music theory course. We've got songwriting courses. I've got guitar courses. So a lot of stuff out there.
How many CDs do you have out now?
I've got, this will be album number 5. I only had CDs made for the last album I put out.
My generic old ass self use CDs for definition of any term, kind of like when I say I'm doing a practice pick.
Yeah.
God, you don't say cassette tapes.
How many cassette tapes you put out?
How many?
This would be
how many records you got going out?
8 tracks.
Yeah, this would be the 5th one here, so I'm really excited about it. Just, I'm happy the way this is turning out. I almost just kind of put it in the ground because, again, I started it 2.5 years ago, and I'm like, it's hard when you start something and you walk away from it, then you go back to it, and it just seems like it takes forever. So you really just have to like, hey, I'm going to do this. This is the schedule. I'm going to stick to it, and that's it.
Right.
No. Did you feel like you had reconnect to the music that you made 2 years ago, or did it just, you just kind of flowed with it?
No, I did have, so long story short, I've had to battle a weird relationship with my 7-string guitar. And that we're not going to get into that now. I'll do that in another video. But I recorded this thing initially with a 7-string guitar, which is what the drums were recorded to. I went back and decided I didn't want the 7-string in there. I had some other stuff in mind, so I had to rewrite half of the album on a 6-string guitar, just because the textures and the things that were coming out of the 7 weren't fitting for 6 with the lower notes and all that. So kind of had to work with what Cameron had already sent drum-wise to do that, which was really interesting. So. And I've changed and then when I started writing lyrics for the music, I changed the songs even more. I'm like, I'll tell you this real quick. One mistake that I told myself I'd never make again, and I did make it this time. when I recorded Masterpiece, I did all the music first, like I normally do, then went back and wrote lyrics to it, then recorded those vocal tracks, but I never played and sang at the same time. So I get to certain parts of the songs, I'm like, shit, I can't play and sing this at the same time. So I kind of sucks. So that changed. I wised up a little bit this time around and just made sure I catered the music to what I could sing or the vocal line, however.
Well, you got more talent than me, brother. That's all I can say. I'll be like, little spinner.
Well, I got 9 minutes of you guys going. What was it? Was it on the 7th string?
Oh man!
Or was it?
Who was singing that night? Did we do some vocals?
You
too?
did.
Was
You
it me
were.
singing?
Yeah.
You were singing.
I
Yeah.
told Candy it was Drew singing, but it was me.
No,
you.
it was
Yeah.
definitely you.
And then you were trying to like Mr. Miyagi him when he's like, "No, I can't do
like
lead.
trying to
I
do a
can't
lead,
do
and he's like,
lead."
"You
Like,
got
"No, I
it, let
can't
it
do
flow, let it."
You were
like,
just like, "Let it. You know it already. You
like-
don't even think about it."
It's like Patty Wan, close your eyes. Fight me with the eyes closed.
Listen, dude, we had a great time.
Oh, it was crazy.
Oh my god, man, that was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Love
But yeah,
it, yeah.
I don't think I've played, honestly, first off, I'm not a lead guitarist. Now, happily admit that. And I don't try to be a lead guitarist. But that was the longest lead, assuming it was only lead. I don't even remember. But I know I played
you
a lot
refused
of...
to watch the whole
I
video.
have refused because I'm really embarrassed by it.
Oh,
But
man.
I'm kind
He
of
wouldn't
like...
even watch it by himself.
I'm like, okay, this is like really the longest lead I've ever played in my life. So I don't know what I was doing. I know that when you get me really drunk and you hand me a guitar,
Yeah.
I'm sloppy to begin with.
Oh god, I can't.
But
play
you
what
think
I'm
you're the best
And-
fucking guitar player on the planet.
No, I didn't.
You
I
didn't.
knew I was not. I knew I was not. But I at least had Jason at least pulled it out of me to where I was like, okay, fuck
The
it,
butt
I'm gonna-
plug?
Right.
I'm gonna
Oh,
go.
the guitars. Okay, the
Yeah.
chords. Got it.
I wonder, as a bonus, maybe not for the show quite yet, but if Drew and I should just listen to it in private, and
Oh,
Together.
yeah.
It's an experience.
Just see like what
Yep.
what came out, because there might be a moment in that
Moment of clarity of
right,
like 3
it's like,
seconds.
Whoa!
And this was
what
after
that?
talking
You know
about
what
the
I mean?
dots
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Yes,
Yeah.
and about 4 cases of beer.
Yeah.
yes.
Jason may find like
Oh,
the next little
We did drink a
line
lot of
of
beer that
music.
night.
I don't even know what they're called.
I don't know if I ever drank that much
Inspiration
beer.
for his
I
next
mean, I
album.
probably
There you
have,
go.
just don't remember. But we drank a lot of beer. It was
I
going
brought
down
a
so
12
easy.
pack.
We-
I think you had a
I had
12
three.
pack.
Six
We
packs.
ran out of beer to the point where
18, 12.
Jason ended on a Truly.
Oh, we were. Yeah, that's right.
You ended on a
So-
Truly.
I do sort of
Mm-hmm.
remember that. Oh, my God.
That's awesome.
Well, you weren't driving, so you could drink as much as
Right.
you want.
Yeah,
You know,
it was a fun night though.
very fun.
It
You gotta
was.
cut
Oh
loose
my
like that
gosh.
every now
Tried
and
to
then.
fucking drown me in the pool.
It was the water.
No.
You know, the water pulled it out of us. Is what it was.
Yeah. I mean, you couldn't do that every single night.
You know
Maybe
what's-
every other night.
Yeah,
Oh God, no! You guys would be dead if you did that every night.
broke and dead.
That's why most famous musicians die in early.
Not if we had a YouTube show about it. We wouldn't
Right.
be broke.
Yeah.
Maybe dead.
Hey, I might bump into you Thursday at the Hard Rock.
Dude,
I don't
yeah.
know. I mean, if I might just show up.
Me and my wife's dad, my father-in-law, we
Yeah,
will.
might just bump into you.
we'll be there.
Depends on how much work I can get done tomorrow because today completely sucked. And
You were all over the place today.
I was everywhere. Oh, so
Yeah.
speaking of, she was probably stalking me.
I wasn't.
so-
I just kept getting notifications. Drew ended a ride or a drive. Drew ended a drive. It was
So,
this long and
we're-
this fast.
We're now on the 360 Life app.
Life 360.
Life
Oh,
360
what?
app.
Do we have that, babe?
What is
do we
that?
have?
So it's where
It's
you
stalkers for your spouses.
Oh my god.
so
And
you
if
can
this was-
see where each other.
This was
are
not
at
my idea.
24 hours a day.
I was
think
at
it's safe,
work.
though. It's safe
I
to
was
have
at
that.
work and I get a text notification. Join Drew's circle. Life 360.
I just
app.
want
And
her
I'm
to
like,
know
"What?"
where all my girlfriends live. So
I
you
hope
know.
Amaya
So when you
stops
see a
watching
string
by
of
now.
arson across the Tampa Bay
You'll
area,
get some ideas.
you know who to look for.
You can,
Yeah.
It'll even tell you when he's taking a shit and everything.
Yep.
Oh,
You're supposed to
man.
check to see if Amaya is still viewing before you talk about that.
Can you tell if she's on?
Everybody's left. We're down at 2.
Yeah, it's like, we're good.
I'm gonna get an invite in like a minute and a half.
Probably.
Oh yes.
It's free too, unless you want to pay,
is
but it's
free.
free.
Yeah, they have crash alert. They have hard braking alerts. They have all
It
these
tells you if
stupid
the
alerts.
person was using their cell phone while they're
Really?
driving. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it can get kind of complicated. It can tell you if they're
That
texting
is-
and
Frightening.
Well,
But
we
I
use
just-
Google, I think.
Yeah, I'm at work and he was, and I only know he was all over the place because I had my phone on my desk and I don't have the case on it right now. So when it vibrates, it's loud and it's obnoxious. And every time he ends a drive, it sends an alert. Drew ended a drive, 12 miles, top speed, 56 miles an
Oh
hour,
my
whatever.
God.
And then it will show the route that he
Yeah.
took on the little map. So like it just
Wow.
kept going off all day, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? It's these notifications. He was literally
Right.
all over the place.
Well, this
today.
way you can track all of his driving for accounting purposes because it's all deductible. It's business expense.
Don't track mine. Mine this morning was. Did you look at my drive to work?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was probably top speed at like 90.
Yeah, she drives way
So-
worse than I do.
What if we attach that vibration part of the notifications to the butt plug?
There you go. Boom.
I had a feeling that was coming
We
back.
knew that was
Overcometh 360.
They have. Don't they have a remote control one for,
Yeah.
But they can. I'm sure they have them for butt plugs too.
I'm sure. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
It's a little app on
The,
your phone.
the love ends.
All right, Joe. So I made a comment to Laura the other day. I was like, if Joe's mic doesn't work, I'm going to throw it at him.
Yep.
So
You said if your mic doesn't work,
Yeah.
you throw it at me.
Yeah.
so
I read your website. I know.
this is 50 Cent. Do you think? Did
Oh,
you?
hold on.
Oh,
There we go.
Okay, get it in there. All right. So
That's what she said.
Oh, gosh, I heard about
look,
this.
look at how hard he throws this mic. He throws
Oh,
one,
ouch.
smacks some girl.
That one didn't hit her. That was the one that he launches one into the crowd in a second.
That guy's trying to get him to stop.
And then he takes a little bit later. He takes one. And this is the hard one.
Yeah, this is the one where he launches
Like,
it.
Look at it,
Whoa.
dude.
That's where
seriously?
somebody gets it square in the face.
And he smacks some fucking lady
And
with
you
it.
wonder why the fans throw shit back at them.
Right.
Why would you do that in the first place, though?
So stupid. Like I don't even understand it. Like seriously.
Because he's a
like-
dick.
So they said it was because his mics weren't working.
think
and
what
so
it-
he was
what it-
mad about it. You're fucking 50 Cent. Nobody knows you anymore.
There's a little switch on there. Turn the fucking switch on.
I don't know. Something's up.
They played at tracks anyway, probably, so.
That's
Yeah,
that's a
exactly.
criminal.
He's
That's a
lip
criminal
syncing.
offense.
Well,
It
yeah,
is.
yeah. They're
He's gonna
But
million
he's-
vanilla it anyway.
He's bankrupt. He's not worth 50 Cent anymore.
Is that 50
No,
Cent?
he's not
50
even worth
Cent's
his
calling
name.
right now.
somebody's
It's
calling
2
the
dimes
show.
and a nickel.
Right.
You got a caller on the show.
Yo, little spinner. This is Fitty.
This is the Drinking with Drew show. Who are we speaking with?
Drinking with Drew. That's what we do.
Is that,
Yes.
With Drew.
is that
That's
Will?
what we do.
Well, don't you have my
What's going
actual?
on,
Don't you
guys?
actually
How y'all
have?
doing?
Don't you actually have my cell phone number? You know, you can just call that number.
I was waiting for somebody to say, is this where I get my tenant
that
background
right?
screening?
No. So this is Will James.
I just like feeling fancy and using the operating service that you've employed. I like putting that to good use.
Yeah. So we're on the phone here with Will James from Must Not Kill.
What's up,
Long
Will?
time, first time.
Drummer, and actually an awesome guitarist as
Veteran
well.
of the show.
And a solo guy. Solo dude.
Solo guy, yeah. So are you guys at band camp? I mean, band practice?
No, unfortunately, our team suffered an injury. Brad threw his back or his shoulder out, so we're off for the week. But when I heard that you guys had Jason Stallworth on, man, I had to call in and say what's up to Jason. How you doing, man?
Dude, good to hear from you, man. I got to get you on the channel soon, too, because I want to talk about how you're
dude,
so
thank
amazing
you,
at
thank
drums,
you.
and you
Love
do
to.
the solo gigs, too, man. So I definitely want to talk about
Yeah.
that.
Careful
when
of
you
his
guys
glasses. They have no lenses in them.
get
Yeah. So is that going to affect the upcoming tour with Brad's back getting messed up?
No, it's a shorter term injury. The tour, nothing is going to stop this tour. If the tour was going to be stopped, it would have been stopped already. But we are full steam ahead on the tour.
Was a butt plug involved in the injury, or
Or does it need to be
does
involved
it
in the
need to be
cure?
involved in the cure?
Right. A little bit of internal massage in the back area.
If you haven't
milking
seen
the prostate.
If you haven't seen, Joe invented his own butt plug and brought it on the show.
It's an
that's-
accidental butt plug.
but it's still a butt plug.
Nothing accidental about it, Joe. Don't lie.
So what are you up to tonight,
I'll
Will?
definitely suggest that to Brad. And if you guys want to create a Drinking with Drew branded butt plug, that might actually be
See?
preferable.
we talked
It
about
was
happening.
mentioned. So Will, are you behind the social media or is that Brad? Because Must Not Kill was commenting earlier on the show. So I don't know if we're having a Brad moment or if we're having a Will moment when he.
I would say, I'm sorry. I would say, as the junior member of the band, I've not been granted access to it yet. So usually, if Must Not Kill is talking to you on social media, you're probably talking to Brad.
Okay, that's what Jason said. So I just wanted to confirm. That's kind of what we were leaning towards. But so cool, that works. So what are you up to tonight?
Well, tonight I'm on my way into a studio, Preston Studio, who we've had on the show before. I'm
Yep.
heading in there just to mess around a little bit, record some cool ideas. Probably nothing that's going to get released, but you never know.
Okay, well while
And
you're
then,
talking
after
to
that, I'm
him,
gonna
Remember when you're there talking to him, just remind him of the people that we're trying to book on the show, and we're going to have Preston, Jerry, and Nasty Ronnie on the show. We're trying to get that, and you can come along as well. The trifecta. So tell him we're still pushing for
Hell
that.
yeah, man. I will definitely bring that to his attention. How late are you guys going tonight? I might even have him call in if he has a second.
Probably not crazy late, but yeah, I mean, we've been on for close to what?
It's been over an hour.
Yeah,
Hour 20.
We're at an hour 20 now, so we might push it to 2 hours. So we'll see how it goes, man.
All right. Well, that sounds good. Thanks for letting me call in. And, Jason, I'll be in touch soon getting on your podcast, man. I really appreciate the invite there. Thank you guys once again. Time for me to hit the road. Drinking with Drew. That's what we do.
Later, bro. All right. What are you doing, Joe? I'm gonna mute you while you're pounding your microphone.
Was he pounding?
His
butt plug.
His plug. Yeah, I can drink this beer more.
It's a good beer, dude. Yeah, it's a really good beer.
Yeah.
I'm just curious what the alcohol content is. You know?
I think it's a good steak. You know.
Yeah.
Steak.
I could do a steak cigar.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That type of beer.
Garby brought some good cigars at the fantasy football picks.
He did.
Yeah.
And they were great prices too.
Yeah. The place is awesome. It's I don't even know what it's called, but it's the little place in I think it's technically Oldsmar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they do hand rolled. They've got a whole humidor of just hand rolled stuff. 10 cigars for $30.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty
Very
amazing.
Good, yeah. They were good. They were nice, and like I could tell they were crazy fresh. Like you can tell when you get a cigar.
They're you never will walk in there where somebody's not rolling.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
They're really good. So yeah, I told Garby to bring me a sample of 10 next time it comes in.
Can you get them as a sample pack, or do
Well,
you have
no,
to get
but-
like all 10 of one kind?
He's going to get me.
I can get a variety. I can get a variety.
Whatever. Yeah, if he'll let you. That's cool.
Yeah.
I don't care. But yeah.
Mix and match.
So we have covered Joe's butt plug extensively, although it still is on the pamphlet. I think I'm going to check that off as topic covered. So did you guys hear about the drunk driver that called 911 on himself?
Yes.
No.
But he didn't know he was calling it on. He called saying that there was a wrong way driver. He thought the other car was the wrong way driver.
Yeah.
That's great, man.
So what the fuck did I do with it?
He's trying to be a good citizen. I get it.
Right.
You gotta have some sympathy for him, yeah.
So yeah, this guy was driving the wrong way, and called 911 saying that there was a wrong way driver, and
it was him.
It was him. Yeah. Man, I had the video up here somewhere, but now I can't find it.
It's because you have too many tabs shared it on your
Facebook.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
There's video of this guy calling 911.
Yeah, let me try to find it. Hang on.
How does that happen?
It's I think once the cops got there or something like that.
Based on this story, I'm not banging this guy.
No, this is technically not a booter bang.
Well, a drunk driver called police thinking someone was on the wrong side of the road. Turns out it was him.
I'm on Highway 77 going north, and there is somebody that is on the wrong side of the road.
And then did you see what color or type of vehicle it was?
No, he had his brights on, man. He almost ran me off the road.
Which lane? North or south?
I am going northbound. Yeah, that was gnarly. That was like
gnarly.
Well, you're hearing from the driver who called 911 after another car almost hit him head on. Well, after further investigation, it was actually the 911 caller who was on the wrong side of the road. He was quickly pulled over.
Yeah, I mean,
that's fantastic.
At least he was trying to be safe, right?
Yeah, he was trying to do the right thing. The intent sometimes,
Yeah. I'm just curious what he blew.
Little spinner.
Little
spinner.
So, Jason, have you ever been to Burning Man?
I've never been, but I saw something on that. I think I saw it in your post.
Yeah, so just to give you a heads up, the reason why we talk about what's on the page is because the page is the new pamphlet. So when you see something on the Facebook page, we're probably going to be talking about it during the next show. So when somebody says, hey, what are we talking about next week? I say the post that we posted on the website. But Burning Man is getting flooded out, so everybody's fleeing.
No, they're stuck. They're locking the gates. They're locking the gates and keeping them in there.
What exactly is Burning Man? You told me, my wife told me earlier, it's like some kind of like Woodstocky type.
Yeah,
thing.
Oh, wait.
It's almost like it's like a Woodstock type festival, and at the end of the week, they actually have like a 40-foot wooden statue of a man and they light him on fire.
Have you seen Wicker Man with Nick Cage?
So it's actually a burning man.
What a cool movie.
All I can think about when I think of Burning Man is stinky ass people who have been out in the desert for a week.
Yeah.
They haven't showered. They've been
believe it or
shitting
not,
in a hole.
They're living in tents.
No, I don't even wanna do it.
They live that way when they're not at Burning Man.
I was gonna
as
say,
well.
yeah.
Right, which means it probably intensifies the stink times 10. Yeah.
And you have to like walk a couple of miles from like where the parking is to like where the festival is. And
They think they're
it's
standing in
crazy.
mud, but
because there was so much rain, which is unusual for the desert, it flooded out a lot of the roads, and so they wouldn't let a lot of the RVs and trucks and buses go through because if one of them gets stuck, then you're fucked. So basically, they shut it down for they shut all the traffic in and out, and now I think they're just ready to reopen and starting to let people out again.
Like
But the
hippies.
festival ended like I think yesterday.
Like a hippie type
It's basically
of thing,
a hippie like music festival.
You know what
for
that
a week.
reminds me of? Did you guys see that? It's way back in South Park where Cartman was a pest control guy and he's spraying for hippies. Hippies. And they're like in the walls, you know.
He was locking all the hippies in his basement to try to like
and they're
prevent
coming out of the
them from
walls.
spreading. Yeah.
All right, Joe, are you ever going to go to Burning Man?
Yeah, probably not.
Why?
Probably.
Because that's not really my scene to like go to these big festivals and spend like 6 days in the mud.
Jay's probably been.
mean,
He would. Well, I would have heard about it.
Are these known bands that go to Burning Man?
Oh yeah,
Or are these like?
I mean, it's not like the bands that you would listen to though.
We would go to
It's probably like EDM and like
Yeah, it's
trance
a little bit of
music,
everything.
you know?
It's a little bit of everything, but yeah, it's it's not metal.
No.
No.
You know, but even metal, like when I appreciate the mosh pit, but I'm not a mosh kind of guy. When I go to a concert like at the Orpheum or somewhere like the Ritz, I would always I'd pay the 20-30 extra bucks to sit in the quote unquote VIP section just to kind of have my own space and have my own bartender, of course, you know. And that made the show that much better for me.
Yeah. One of my favorite concert experiences is when Linkin Park played Emily. Do you remember that?
Yes.
You took pictures.
Yeah, I was there.
We had a suite.
Yeah.
It was incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember a single second of the show. but it was amazing.
I shot that show.
Yeah.
So Taylor Swift.
You wrote an article for was it for Creative
TBO or
Loafing
TBT or whatever it was.
or Creative Loafing, I think, wasn't it?
I was shooting like 3 or 4 shows a week at that time.
Yeah, you were. Yeah.
I was shooting
Just
Zombie.
To go to the
shot
concert for free.
I shot.
He's got like a great photo of Chester Benningfield, like looking
Yeah,
right
yeah,
at
that's
him.
right. Yeah.
I got
And
a
that
money
was
shot
like-
of him. I shot
He
Judas
was like the
Priest.
love of my
I
life,
shot.
and then he goes and kills himself. Yeah.
God, I mean, Dave Matthews. I don't know. I could go through the list in my head, but back
all
even
your
where like
press
yellow
stickers in the.
Yeah, I mean those weren't even all of them though. Like I didn't
Write 'em
actually
down.
decide or even think to like start keeping my press passes until like, I'd already been shooting like 2 years. I was like, maybe I should keep these things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's when I was working with you at
Yep.
Everest. I was
Yep.
shooting shows left and right.
Yep.
And it was just kind of a side gig of mine. And I remember I was like working at Everest and writing writing stories because you had to do after you shot a show, the editor would want you to write an article about the show. And I'm an okay writer. I'm actually a better writer than I am a speaker.
I
But
thought you were going to say photographer.
but when you're getting calls left and right from people and you're at work and you have all these people around you
They wanna
and
know about your
directors
medical
walking behind
assistance
your
program.
directors walking around your desk asking you to what you're doing, and then women walking up asking you if they can buy sunglasses.
I forgot. See, there's only 2.5
Hold on.
people
God.
laughing at that because
Do you want to know?
they're the only ones that know
Hold
the
on.
joke.
Do you want to know the best part about that, Garby? I never even knew
Oh man!
about this like little side.
I was a
gig
hustler,
that he
bro.
had.
Wow.
No, I get a friend suggestion on Facebook, and it's like, what did you call like eyewear by Andrew?
Optics
by
Optics by
Andrew.
Andrew.
Oh, I love
Optics
it.
by
And it's
Andrea.
like this awful like
Dude.
digital picture you pulled off. And I'm like, okay, obviously it's Andrew. I'm like, what the fuck is it? And you're like, oh
Dude.
my god, that's how I
Put it
found
this
out
way:
the story.
me and Garby worked in a sales center, a college. It was not only a
Yeah.
sales center, but it was like a college but it was an online college. So you had like the administrative staff, sales. Go with me, Garby. What are some of the career
there's several medical
career
things like
assistants?
the,
but you had 900 people working in
the
building.
people, yeah. So you had
Like
career services, Financial aid, admissions.
Yeah, all these people, like 900
different
people.
tiers in each of them.
It was literally a mall that.
There's like student services.
So Eastlake Square Mall collapsed, and they turned it into a administrative offices. So Everest University bought out like half of the fucking mall, and so that's where I worked for like 5 years, and that's how I met Garby and Bubs, and so I had a few hustles at the time. I was still shooting wedding photography and different types of photography, but I started getting into. I was asked by a buddy of mine was shooting concerts left and right, and I guess he was getting burnt out, and he's like, "Hey man, if you want to do some concert shooting, contact my buddy Jay Cridlin at the TBT or TBO. There's so many magazines back then." And I was also back in the day shooting like different stuff like sports photography and things like that. He's like, "Hey man, contact this dude. He can hook you up on shooting shows." But this guy who was the producer or whatever of the editor of the magazine, he was like, "Yeah, man, I'll get you free tickets. Just go and shoot the show." And I'm like, I don't know, I was, 35 years old or something. 30,
you used them as dates.
And I was just like, I don't give a shit about going to see these people. Like, I'm not like needing free concert tickets, So I talked him into like at least paying me something. He's like, "But you have to write an article about what you're shooting." And that's like, okay, so that means I have to stay for the whole fucking show. Like literally, like I'm really not into that. I was like going to shoot a few things and head out. But yeah, they started sending me to stuff left and right, and I was writing stuff, and you can still actually Google search a lot of my articles that were up. Yeah. It was just so to get back to the sunglasses ordeal. One of my hustles was there were a ton of women at this college, working there. Okay. And I learned that really fast that they were all had their niche with their fucking sunglasses, So I went and found this product line of where you could buy any any pair of sunglasses. Of course, they were knockoffs.
I was waiting for you to say the keyword. Yeah.
But they all knew it. I mean, you're not going to buy fucking Oakleys for $10. You know what I mean?
But if you're like $10, they're going to buy.
But you can buy Oakleys.
You ain't gay, but $10 is $10.
You can buy some Oakleys and some, some Spees.
The Oakleys without the A.
instead of Gucci's.
Yeah. So I brought in. We had these filing cabinets at the bottom that we were supposed to keep like notebooks and shit, like sales related shit and college tuition related shit and all this
Your
stuff.
script.
My script, like all this crap. I had it filled to the rim with fucking sunglasses. And these girls would come up and they'd be like, "What you got today? What you got today?" Bro, I would leave some days making $300 on sunglasses.
Oh, man.
Just left and right selling these fuckers. I had the little kid sunglasses. They went crazy for those motherfuckers. I was selling little toddler sunglasses left and right. They would tell me.
He paid taxes, IRS. He paid taxes.
Oh, this is way back in the day. Yeah.
You've always had the entrepreneur spirit.
Yeah, man. Like literally, it was just, meet me in the. We're doing
the bathroom.
Well, no, it was. I mean, some of them would try to buy them right then and there, but no, I'd be like, okay, go. Let's.
If he was still there, he'd have a drawer full of butt plugs.
Yeah. But no, we had.
$15 a piece.
That's why I made the Facebook page, because girls were coming up and like standing behind my desk and like wanting to buy them from me right then and there. And I'm like, no, you can't do that. I'm gonna get fucking busted. Yeah. And I'm like, just go on my Facebook page, tell me what you want, and I can, I'll meet you, somewhere in, with the cafeteria or whatever, and
that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, it was fun, man.
Did anyone say I can't pay for the sunglasses?
No, it was cash. Cash only.
Offer services?
Yeah. No, Garby was my secretary of finance.
Nice. Did he collect when you weren't around?
Yeah. It was him and Bubs.
Yeah.
Yep. And actually, it was funny because my brother, when he was moving, found a box of my old pair of sunglasses. They were like the kind of biker style that had, flames on them and shit. He's like, "Dude, where'd you get these?" I'm like, "Oh, I sold these for like fucking 3 years at the college." Man, can I have a pair? I'm like, "Dude, you can have the whole box." What? The whole box? Like, it was fucking the best thing ever to him. I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I haven't worked at the college in 5 years, and this box has been sitting up here. You can have the whole fucking thing." He was in heaven.
It's the best thing about cheap sunglasses. You scratch them, you throw your keys, and just buy cheap glasses. They're cute.
But I love my expensive ones.
They're cheap, and when you ruin them, you don't care.
I know, but I love my expensive ones.
I've got one really good pair that Candy bought me, because the ones she bought me before that were really good, and they somehow got crushed on a plane. We're flying back from, I don't remember where, but somewhere. I don't know how that got crushed. across there.
Yeah, Drew had a pair. Thankfully, it was the cheaper pair that I bought him because there's these. I don't remember the brand, but I would get them on Kohl's website of all freaking places. So I've bought like 6 pairs of them. But he tucked one in his shirt while on the bike, and we get to where we were going, and he's like, "Where are my glasses?" They like flew off. We didn't even know they were gone.
Are you peeing or leaving?
I'm like, "Who cares?" They were like on sale for $15.
Garby is officially out.
Peace out.
Later, bro.
You can go out through the front door.
Yeah, go out the front door.
The back door's full of butt plugs.
You'll trip over one and fall onto one.
At the back door.
The back, I love it.
All right, so
let's wrap this up. I gotta go talk about plants.
Oh, okay. We're gonna do a couple more things. All right, Jason, what is some of your favorite all-time guitar solos?
You know what I was thinking about this the other day? I started playing guitar in 1989, and the day I got the electric guitar, a couple months after that, my dad had connected with a local musician who still plays in Pensacola now. His name is Ronnie Miller, and he helped my dad and I pick out my first electric. We got back to his house. He was like, "Dude, I want you to listen to this." This is like beginning of 1990. He popped in Satriani's "Flying in a Blue Dream," and that entire song just still resonates with me today. So that's probably one of my favorite solos of all time.
I'm going to throw some at you because this is a list.
Yeah, dude.
And it's not, all inclusive, but I'm just going to pop out some names of the songs, not necessarily go into detail about the solo. So number 41 on this list is Killing in the Name of Rage Against the Machine. I would have never put that on the list of even the top 50. I would not have gone there.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say no.
You said it was number 1?
No, number 41.
41.
Yeah, but it's not really but I've never been a big effects guy. It's just making a bunch of crazy sounds on guitar, and some people might bash me for that because it's just not my style. Yeah, it wouldn't have been on my top list of any list really.
So Kiss is on here with "Shock Me" from '77, Ace Frehley.
I don't.
It's not technical.
Yeah, and let me just say this real quick. Like, I'm not looking for super technical. I'm looking for a solo that just reaches out and grabs you and it takes you to a place. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
In your mind and just and I respect Kiss. I like some Kiss stuff, but I was never a diehard Kiss fan, so that wouldn't have made it to my list either.
No. So Alice in Chains got some attention with 48. Alice in Chains, Jerry Cantrell and Nutshell, which I like how Alice in Chains did. I mean, I am a fan. And
yeah.
Laura knows that I like Alice in Chains, but it's a different kind of feel. Then you have even like the Allman Brothers band on here with Jessica.
The Allman
with
Brothers?
Dickie Betts from 1973
for guitar solo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, nothing against Allman Brothers, but it's not a solo I would have picked. But again, I guess it's different taste for folks,
Yeah.
Like who wrote the article that decided to pick?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. All right, so now we're going to get into some of the top 10s. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Let's hear something.
So we heard some of the 40s and what that. All right. So number 10, Crazy Train, Randy Rhoads.
Okay. Now I can see that being in the top. It's not one of my personal favorite solos, but I can see it being on the list for like, because Drew, us liking some of the hardcore metal, like you've got this really awesome Deicide poster in your room. So some of the stuff that you and I like, because of our taste, we're not going to necessarily care for some types of solos and music that maybe the masses would vote for, even in the rock and metal genre, right? So
I don't think any of my favorite metal guitars are going to be on this list.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't expect them to be.
So. It's going to be more mainstream things.
So I think that our list, even if we were told, said, okay, Drew and Jason, you got to pick sort of a mainstream, which metal wasn't mainstream back in those days, right? But nowadays it's widely accepted. So I don't think that the solos that the masses would choose might not be stuff that we choose. But I'm anxious to hear this list though, dude. So Crazy Train, great solo. I mean, great guitar playing.
Yeah, good stuff. I mean, I used to play it. I was actually taught that from a guy that helped me like learn some fingering skills back in the day before
he practiced his fingering skills on men.
No.
So 1982, Beat It with Eddie Van Halen with Michael Jackson.
I can see that one.
Yeah,
again, mainstream.
I love that whole concept that, back then, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but back then it seems like music wasn't as harshly judged. Like today, everybody's like, well, impress me. Oh, you didn't play 12 sweet arpeggios and you didn't play them fast enough. We have that whole thing going on. Everybody's, putting themselves on Instagram, shredding up and down the neck, but we've kind of lost the feeling. So I love Eddie Van Halen to begin with.
Mhm.
I love Van Halen and Van Hagar.
Right.
I'm a Sammy's Voice fan, but that's a vocal fan, but that's just me. But so yeah, I mean, I can see where that, because the song was so popular, you would not have a super popular song out like that today in whatever's pop music today.
No,
and have a metal rock guitar
that's
player.
what's cool, because Beastie Boys did it with and Michael Jackson. So there were Run DMC also. It's like you had a few like of the rap artists that crossed over and put some metal guitar into their music.
Sir Mix-a-Lot and Metal Church, kind of underground there.
Well, and Ice-T.
Yes.
So
yes.
Ice-T, they were fucking, mastering that shit. So all right, so number 8, Freebird, Leonard Skinner.
As being the great. Well, so here's the thing we were talking about just a minute ago. How you've got the virtuoso type thing, and a great guitar solo doesn't necessarily have to be hard to play.
Right.
And I'm thinking Pink Floyd has got to be on here somewhere. And to me, it would be the solo on The Turning Away, which is not one of their most popular songs. But that's, so, I mean, the Skinner solo, that's something you might teach a beginner to play.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, are we looking at solos in this article? Are we looking at it as a virtuoso type of thing and technique? Or are we just looking at how it grabs the attention and becomes popular?
I think somehow guitarists voted on this.
Yeah.
It's from Guitar World magazine, so.
Okay.
All right, so this is kind of unique. I'm surprised it's this high, but I do love the Dire Straits.
Okay.
So Sultans of Swing made it at 7, which, I mean, the uniqueness of it, they do have a unique sound that not many people have been able to reproduce or have wanted to reproduce. So I'm not going to argue with that one.
Well, to me, that's what makes a band. I mean, I think there are a lot, and I tell my guitar audience all the time on my YouTube channel, I'm like, guys, people are like, well, tell me how to get this tone, or tell me how to play like this. I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't want you to get that tone. I don't want you to play. Yeah, you got to learn some core fundamentals, right? But work on developing your own style and sound.
Mm-hmm.
Why replicate what somebody else has already done? It doesn't make any sense. So back to what you said about Dire Straits, that nobody sounds like them. Right. There are a lot of rock and metal bands that kind of all run together. I mean, especially when the 90s came out and you had the Seattle and grunge thing when guitar solos were like evil and didn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody sounded like Eddie Vedder, right?
I do not agree with this one.
I do.
Uh-oh.
I do not.
Donut?
We used to play this. My mom wanted me to play this song for her all the time, which
you literally change it whenever it comes on the radio.
I do. I change it. Just because, I don't know, it just, to me, it has bad emotions overall. My mom loved listening to me play guitar, which I don't know why she's turning my amps off while we're in this room.
We're going to have a conversation with Mom tonight.
I'm going to talk to her tonight about that.
Yeah, we're going to talk to her tonight, too.
Maybe it's because I'm not playing Sweet Child of Mine.
Oh, my God.
I used to
you
play,
need to start playing that. I can guarantee you your amps will start working.
I know. She used to always ask me to play it, always. And I got sick of it because I was playing it so fucking much. And me and Cass and we used to play it, a little cover song to warm up and stuff. We never played it out live, but we always warmed up to it. So I don't know. That's number 6. Don't agree with it. All right, number 5, another fucking well-known, Hotel California. It's like,
I feel like that's just so overplayed that it just isn't even a good one to reference anymore.
No.
Is that like the forbidden songs that you can't play in like a
Stairway?
Store?
That's Stairway.
Yeah. No Stairway. Denied.
Yeah. As a live guitar player in venues, I don't even know how many people ask you and yell, Freebird, and do stupid shit like that. It's like common.
They'll do it as a joke.
Right.
I had one person that seemed like he was a little serious about it because he kept asking for it. Maybe he was too drunk or just very serious about it, very passionate. And I said, I'm sorry, dude. The thing is I don't, and you know this, Drew, I don't really, like when I'm playing my solo gigs, I stick to 80s because I don't want requests of other stuff because I'm probably not going to like it, so I don't want to learn it. And I play my own style anyway, but I stick to that, so I don't get a lot of requests, which is fortunate. That's why I do that. But yeah, I mean, I'll get requests every now and then.
Jimmy
once in a blue
Buffett.
moon. I've only gotten. Guys, I do not want to sound sacrilegious.
Hey,
No,
I agree.
I got one.
You're not going to
yesterday.
say anything I disagree with.
Yeah, I sent it to Brian. My buddy Brian was there, and he's good at that sort of stuff. He plays country and Buffett and stuff like that. So I'm like, I'm having a friend Brian come up when I take a break, and he played it. He pleased the crowd with that stuff. I play a lot of deep cuts by the 80s, some popular stuff by the 80s. I stick in the rock and even some of the pop, and some of the hair metal, and even a little bit of Iron Maiden, Jimmy,
Which, ironically, I showed up while you were playing Iron Maiden. Where am I?
In your Iron
And I didn't know if you caught that. I was pointing to my shirt. I wasn't saying me. I was like, Iron Maiden, Iron Maiden.
No, because I don't know if you know this or not, but right before, as you were walking up, right before that, there was a guy at the table next to us. He mentioned Iron Maiden. I'm like, you know what, dude? When I go back up, I got something for you.
Was that the dude that asked us about the podcast?
That's
he came
him.
up later.
Yeah,
He's like, hey, you guys have a podcast? Yeah.
So Buffett, real quick, and I do not want to be disrespectful because I think Jimmy Buffett is a songwriter and a musician and everything. I think he's a genius. I mean, he wrote songs that people just played and loved. But
he wrote to a lifestyle.
Right, and I love that. That's great. But I refuse to play any of it only because everybody played it.
Mm-hmm.
There are 3 songs I will not do live, and I'll never learn them. I don't care to learn them. One is Margaritaville because everybody plays it. So I'm like, I don't want to go rehash what everybody else is doing.
Mm-hmm.
The other is Brown Eyed Girl, or Brown Eyed Trout. The butt plug.
Butt plug girl.
Oh yeah, that's it. The Brown Eyed Trout.
And what's the other one?
Or just
American
Brown
Pie?
Well, I won't play that either. That's you just put number 4 on the list. The other one is
Caroline.
Sweet. You got it. You nailed it. Yeah, I won't play those songs.
knew it.
I don't like them. I'm sorry. I just
See, and I'm a Neil Diamond fan, but I don't like that they took Sweet Caroline and sort of like commercialized it and made it into almost like a joke song.
I only
love
like
it.
it in the Ted movie.
I like
Kinda love
a
that they
lot
did
of
it.
Neil Diamond songs, but they kind of I don't like what the masses have done to it.
But I'll just, and if somebody asks me to play one of those songs or something I don't know or don't really like, I'll say I won't be a jerk about it. I'm like, I don't know that song, but I've got something like it, and I'll do that for you. Which it won't be anything like it but the fact that I said that, I think
they think you're trying.
No, one girl when she asked me to play Sweet Caroline, she's like, "What? Oh my God, you don't know that song?" I'm like, "No, sorry, but I got something better for you. Let me just,
Well, do you do any other Neil Diamond songs?
No.
Coming to America,
No. All right, so number 4, Stairway to Heaven, predictable.
Stairway.
Yeah.
No stairway.
I'm gonna
Denied.
jump through these real quick.
Yeah.
All right, number 3, you mentioned Pink Floyd, Comfortably Numb.
Well, I would
That's
pick
that's
a
a
great
fun song.
solo. Great. I think that's got a lot of feel to it, man. That solo is just, I think it's amazing. It's not difficult to play now, but I think it's difficult. Here's my thing with people. No one can do exactly what you do the way you do it.
Yeah.
No one. And you might be able to play the notes, but that's not playing the solo, right? And there's a big difference. Music is an emotion. It's a feeling. It's more than just, hey, I played these notes. That's not what it's about, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I would have picked, I love On the Turning Away.
Mm-hmm.
That song. I love it. It's similar to, but I love the solo in that.
Yep. All right, number 2, one song I was taught when I was 11 years old. I still play it to this day unless I'm completely drunk at your house and I
Eddie.
fucking forgot it.
remember
it. Yeah.
Like literally, dude,
Yeah.
I've played this song my whole life and I'm so toasted at your house, I can't fucking remember it. Jesus Christ. Eruption.
Eruption,
All
yeah.
right, so that was number 2.
And I get that one because, Eddie, and if I may say this real quick, a lot of guitar players will learn something and just get super technical. It's like, ooh, this is easy to play, but you did not write it.
Right.
Show me something you've written that's got that caliber, that's got that longevity, and that's a different conversation.
You know what's funny is I don't know if you noticed it while I was at your house. I tried to squeeze in. I did some hammer on at your house.
Hammer?
No.
Yes.
That
Hammer
not
time.
many people that I've ever seen
Can't
do
touch this.
that I want to talk to you about because I was completely drunk and they were sloppy as fuck. But I used to have a song that was based on these hammer-ons. I don't know if you know they were power chord hammer-ons and they were kind of like I'll talk to you about it later, but
If you get your amps working.
we're gonna do that next.
Yeah.
But yeah, so when you say your own style, like to me, I had this song that was all those hammer-ons that were just going all over the place, and it was completely cool. Like it worked out and it flowed and was very melodic. So yeah, it was kind of an Eddie Van Halen inspired me to do, because that was kind of like when I learned hammer-ons, I was like, oh, we can do this shit. Okay, cool. Made it kind of cool. All right,
Sounds
so
just like that.
I do not agree with this last and final fucking pick. Because
I do.
I'm probably not going to either.
Now, are these in order of popularity?
This just I guess
Okay,
they
so
were
this,
voted
so
on.
this
They were
number
voted
one
on.
would be like the best. Like
They
It's
were
like
voted
very.
on.
It's but everything on this list is mainstream.
I
Like,
know,
it's not anything
but
that
I
you
can
guys
think
are
of
gonna.
100. No, I can.
Well, these
think
might
of,
be the only ones I do know because I don't know the other stuff
I'm
that you
sure
guys know.
You definitely know this. But it's to me not a. It's not a guitar player song. It's
I just
more of a.
love this
it's
band,
a vocalist.
so I will say they're the best at anything.
I don't care,
Okay.
but it's not a. It's not to me when I think of the song. I don't think of it as a guitar player song. I think of it as a melodic vocalist song, but not a guitar player
You
song.
have to separate the two, right?
Bohemian Rhapsody, number
no,
one.
No, come on, dude. No.
As a guitar player solo.
No.
Like, it's not a guitar player solo. Number one? Like, how was that even picked? I don't know. When I saw that, I was just like, what?
I mean, it does have a couple of cool,
but that's
like transitions going on in there, but I wouldn't think of that as
so good.
You know,
it's a. I'm not going to say it's a bad
them.
song, but it's.
And the song itself has like 3 completely different songs, just like one into the next. And they're like, yeah, we just wrote this and we just threw all this shit together. And it's like one part of the song has nothing to do with the rest of the song.
It sounded like they picked some popular songs.
Yeah,
and didn't really focus on the guitar part.
I'm gonna give you some runner up. Okay.
Okay.
You have 19 Reapers, Muse, For the Love of God, Stevie Vai. You have fucking Still Got the Blues, Gary Moore.
Okay.
Back in Black, AC/DC. Fade to Black, Metallica, which great solo.
Great solo, dude.
Should have been up in the top 10.
Yeah.
For sure.
While My Guitar Gently Weeps, the Beatles. Okay.
Yeah. That's a less popular one,
Yeah,
but
but
more of guitar heavy than
Deep Purple,
and the vocal
Highway
heavy.
Star.
Yeah.
Okay. Purple Rain, Prince. I would have fucking voted Prince
over that.
way
over the,
fucking Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, I got you on that because he was Prince. Prince is a true artist.
He was, man. That motherfucker.
Yeah, but you have to try to separate the artistry from the musicianship of the guitar.
But he so let me think
know?
of it. He's a true artist and a true musician.
Yeah.
You know, he's
independently, yes,
Yeah.
but when you're thinking of an individual song, you have to try to separate your feelings for the song from the artistry of the guitar.
So we have feelings.
You know?
But listen to this. 11 Along the Watchtower, Jimi Hendrix. Like, he didn't even get the top 10. Like, to me, Jimi Hendrix should at least been up there.
If it were me, I would choose Mr. Scary by Doc and George Lynch.
You know, I
What?
mean,
and Malmsteen. Why isn't Malmsteen
Yeah, Malmsteen's
anywhere on this
definitely
list?
be on there.
His I think he wrote this for his wife, a song called Angel. And I kind of get tired of the shred. It's like, okay, we get it, you play fast. What else can you do? But the song called Angel that he did, beautiful song, beautiful melody. That's one of my favorite Malmsteen solos.
Yeah.
All
It's
the solos.
crazy. I mean, there's so many people on here that are bands and guitarists, but I'm just Rush is on here at 26, Limelight. You know, the Beatles again. It's like
Those aren't really guitar player
I
solos,
know.
though.
Just-
They're for beginners to learn, right? But they're not really
Chuck
like,
Berry, number 23. Yeah.
What song?
What do you think?
I don't know.
Johnny Be Good.
Oh, there you go. For sure.
Yeah. Anywho, that's kind of this list. So
Speaking of Johnny Be Good, Brad said regarding your amp to check the flux capacitor.
Oh, I'm going to definitely do that.
That was a great connection. And he also said the blinker fluid.
Yes, and
1.21 gigawatts.
Brad should come over here and help us.
Hey, come on, Brad. Come over, dude.
check this out.
We're thinking more of the spiritual sense of things.
Yeah, we're gonna check it out. All right, I think we're gonna head out.
By the way, it was 5.3 on the alcohol
5.3.
content.
Okay, well that
So
makes
kinda
it
average,
makes it
you
worth
know?
it. At least.
Yeah, kind of low on the
Kind of
content.
average on
That's
that,
good.
yeah. I had to look it up on the website because it wasn't on the box either.
What?
I thought that was a requirement.
I checked the box when I went outside, and it wasn't on the box
I
either.
thought that was required.
Me too.
Okay. All right, y'all. It's been Drinking with Drew. Check out Jason Stallworth. Jason, pimp your stuff real quick again.
You can just look up. You can Google Jason Stallworth. I pop up because I have a unique name. So go to my YouTube channel if you play guitar, Jason Stallworth, and of course I'm on iTunes, Spotify under Jason Stallworth, all the platforms. So check those out. guys.
All the platforms. We are also
Go back and download Apocalyptic Dreams.
Thank
Best
you, Joe.
album.
That's my first album. Thank
Best
you.
album.
So we are also on all the platforms.
Yes.
Instagram, Twitter,
X.
Facebook,
X.
all
Humble.
that good stuff. So I want
Those are
to.
social medias, though. He's talking platform. You
Well,
need to go down your list.
I'm going down my list. He can go down his list.
You're on the tuber, the
Okay.
boober.
So, but seriously, Humble Social, check that out. You can buy tickets to concerts on Humble Social.
Dude.
You can do all types of cool shit on Humble Social. It's a blockchain Web3 platform. I highly recommend it. No trolls, so no fake profiles. You have to prove who you are to be a member.
You can still be a troll. People know who you
can't.
are.
Well, but you can be an asshole. You can't be a troll. Can't be a bot, okay? So I definitely recommend Humble Social if you're going to get into the next level of social media. It's going to be the new thing.
You're not a fan of Truth Social?
No.
What's the new one that's on Instagram? Threads.
Threads.
I got a notification.
That's
your friends.
You're basically you're joining the same social media app that is owned by the company. So no.
Yeah, but I didn't join that because I'm like, what's the point?
It's the same shit.
I don't have social media.
And they even call it a texting app.
Joe, you are social media.
You are social media, Joe.
Yeah.
If you want Joe's butt plug, you can email me at drinkingwithdrewpodcast@gmail.com.
Does it come in multiple colors? Does it come with color options, or is it only the piss yellow?
This is the only one.
The original is going to be more
But you
expensive.
can duplicate that, right, Joe?
So, we can make new ones.
Can we have a Miami Vice style butt plug?
So based on the color, you were saying, like, yes, I have lots of different mica powders that I can,
like a urine
change
sample.
the colors. But this is actually supposed to be clear. But when you leave resin, resin mixture in a hot garage for 2 years, it starts to yellow. So, but when you actually spread it out, it actually goes on clear, so you wouldn't notice it. But yeah, it does get a little yellow tint to it if you leave it in the garage for 2 years. Resin is only supposed to be kept about 6 months before you use it. So I'm learning. I'm still new to the, the resin scene, but I do a lot of woodwork, so I figure I expand a little at a time into different related fields.
And our new website, Joe.
Buttplugs.com.
Booterbang.com.
Booterbang.
Booterbang plugs.
Did we have a boater bang today or what?
We did not have a booterbang, but we
had a boater bang, didn't we?
No, we don't need Kanye West asshole.
No, we're not gonna do that. No,
I got a Hummer on a boat.
Yeah. All right, y'all. It's been real. We will see you tomorrow with Ben Meyer and Kathy.
Dude, cool.
And definitely tune into that show.
Do I have to show up again tomorrow?
No, actually, Ben asked it to be a private show. So
okay.
We're going to do just him and Kathy. You can keep your butt plug here. We'll show it to him. And see
it's the studio's plug.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There we go. It's got
Cool deal.
home right there.
All right, let's get out of here.
Because that's what we do.
You're not even on the right picture.
You got to be on that. That's not right.
What's not right?
All right, y'all. Peace out.
Word to you.
Real quick, you don't know what you did wrong? You didn't know what you did wrong? Why is that not up there?
I was switching it over there.
That's not the right switch.
These are what I have. I have this one, which is Boob Cam, which is dead. I have Jason on 7. I have Garby's empty chair on 4. I got Joe, me, and you. That was on you. That was on you, boo. That was not on me.
So.
Don't put your failures on me, kid.